Pop Topics.
And here we are. This is 5051.com's Pop Topics here on 88.3 WMTS Murfreesboro. My name is Matt Boyd, at Matt Neil Boyd on Twitter, and with me as always is Casey Shaheen.
Yo, I'm Casey Shaheen. We are here. Second time this week. Second time. We're doing it.
Is there any recorded history of us being here yesterday?
I deleted it.
Okay.
I made sure to delete it because it wasn't good.
Wonderful. Let me get the house clean out of the way, and then we're going to explain that, because I'm sure we have some viewers and listeners that were trying to listen yesterday, and then we ended up not doing the show. But this is Pop Topics, a show with all the media news you need and none of the opinions you want. There's a couple different ways that you can listen or watch this show. You can go to 88.3 FM on your radio if you're in the Murfreesboro area. We also Facebook live stream every episode of this show. Go to facebook.com/5051radio. Spell it out, 5051radio. We have archived episodes of a lot of the recent shows that we've done. We also do this live on Facebook. You can see us and hear us at the same time. There's a couple different ways that you can interact with the show. Call us at 615-898-5051. That's 615-898-5051. If you call us live, we will field questions. You could get on air. You can also comment on the Facebook Live video.
Do it.
You can also listen to archived MP3 versions of this show on iTunes or SoundCloud. Search 5051 Radio on either of those. We also have a website where we house all of the archived MP3s. Go to 5051.com. Spelled out, 5051.com.
Is that being said?
Let's get that.
Let's get that up.
It's fun.
Guys, I like to have fun.
So today is Wednesday. We usually do this show live on Tuesday. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. No, I was just echoing you so we seem like a unified front. You got to stay together for the kids because we had a little bit of a spat yesterday, now with one another. But it's like someone was trying to kick us out of our house.
Yeah.
And it's okay. We figured it out. Everything was sorted out. There was a scheduling issue. We took care of it because that's what we do here. We're diplomatic. It was great. But yeah, so let's do this. We know we have to put a show out. We have podcast subscribers, and we know you're there. We have Facebook friends. We know you're there. We know you want to listen. So we're going to bring you a show on Wednesday of all days. What? Is it not popping up? No, it's popped up right here. No. I have it pulled up right here.
I don't know how things work.
Maybe just refresh. Who knows? So yeah, we're doing it. We're doing the show. We're bringing you all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. Again, facebook.com/5051radio. We got the video going. We're going to throw the episodes edited up on YouTube. That'll be fun. You can catch up on those. So, Matt, before we get into things.
What's up, dog? I
wanted to give a shout-out to my friends. I'm actually wearing their shirt right now. My friends of Virtue from Lansing, Michigan. Good friends. Matt's met them. Every time they come through and tour through Tennessee, they stay with me. We have dinner.
We watch real cool porn.
We watch real cool, fun stuff. We make a blob from heavyweights out of air mattresses. We just have a good time. My boys of Virtue are out are on a 24-show tour of Europe right now. Their first European tour. They finished
Europa, as they call it.
Well, Europa's a moon. For Jupiter? I don't know. Someone fact check that for me. Is Europa a moon?
I think that's Italian for Europe. Europa.
Then why is the moon called Europa?
Is that racist? I was thinking of Eureka.
Eureka. That's Kansas.
Yes.
That is in Kansas.
And then there's also urethra.
Franklin. R-S-P-S-E-T.
Yes.
So yeah, my friends of Virtue are out in Europe, and I didn't know this until, I did know this at the time, but I didn't know if we were going to talk about it. But the bombing that happened in Manchester, they played a show the night after the bombing in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. They played the night
Same
after.
Same venue.
Not the same venue. Still shut down.
They had to pull out a couple seats.
But I do want to bring it up right quick. I have it. This is from the Lansing State Journal. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw the post that I was just saying I'm proud to call these guys my friends. Because, again, they're the best ambassadors to the brand. They're wonderful. It says, in Manchester, Lansing band sees suffering firsthand. This is written by Ken Palmer from the Lansing State Journal. And it was updated 7 hours ago. This was yesterday. So it was a Lansing area band on a European tour rolled into Manchester, England on Tuesday, one day after the attack that killed 22 people and injured dozens more at the arena there. The heavy metal band of Virtue got to Manchester about 4 p.m. Tuesday. Band member Damon Austin Tate. That's his Facebook name. That's how he's reached out to. I guarantee it. He's the mouthpiece of the band as far as PR goes. He's great. En route to their gig, they drove by police barricades where they were assembling for a massive vigil honoring victims of Monday night's suicide bombing at Manchester Arena. It goes on to say that Damon says that in terms for the band, after they played the show that they were going to play, the show. Other bands dropped out because of the situation. They still played their show, and they said that all we could do was play the show and give our condolences to the people here and keep moving on. And it's hard for them to get cell service, so I'm amazed that they got the interview. We just tried to say to everybody, we thank you and feel for you. If something like that would happen to us in the U.S., we would hope that you would do the same, and we hope that if somebody was feeling overwhelmed, they would be able to kind of take their minds off of it for a while hearing music. So that's pretty cool. I just want to give a shout out to my boys. Wore the shirt in their honor. I'm very proud of you. Stay safe, fellas. They'll be back next month. Cool.
Wonderful.
That's why I wanted to shout that one.
Shouts out to those guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do another shout out.
Go ahead.
The Preds.
The Preds. The Nashville Sexual Predators.
The Nashville Sexy Petties.
Are going to the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're going to get those green jackets.
Yeah.
That's how it works?
I think so. I don't know much about hockey. Ice hockey. I know plenty about field hockey.
What about floor hockey?
Box hockey. I
was thinking about this the other day. Now it's hitting me. When I was young, I would play field hockey, and not to brag, but not field hockey. I played floor hockey at a gymnasium at Dwight Rich Middle School. Mm-hmm. Shout out Dwight Rich Middle School, Lansing School District. And we were probably like 5 and 6, and you run around. You can't high stick above your waist. I mean, that's a rule in the NHL, but you can't do it. And then you can I don't know. It was just like we would wear glasses. We never wore helmets.
Glasses.
But we would wear like protective eyewear, and I don't know why we wore just protective eyewear when those sticks were made out of plastic. But we could have gotten concussions.
Yeah.
But just because of our eyes, just in case.
Well, there's a reason that hockey players they're all missing teeth. You know?
Yeah, but
it's not the safest sport in the world.
We did have to wear mouth guards. I forgot about that one.
You wore mouth guards?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a hockey player wear a mouth guard. Some of them have the visors.
Subban does. They actually all wear mouth guards. You can see them playing with it like Curry. Did you do that thing? You know?
They don't have it hanging out of their mouth.
They do.
Whenever they do the close-ups, they're always, whenever they score a goal and you see them all, every single one of them is missing at least one tooth, and they're all just shouting, and they have nothing on their teeth.
They do.
And there's a puck. So you need to watch them mouths, guys. Watch your mouths.
Watch your mouths. That's what we do on this show.
Because these hockey players that don't even have the little visor, you're crazy people. They got those old school NFL leather helmet, except now they're plastic, but it covers your forehead and then nothing else. Mm-hmm. Crazy people.
Yeah.
These white people in their sports, man. They're crazy. They're crazy.
How crazy are they, Matt?
I want to see them get you know how some NFL players they have the tinted visors.
I love the tinted visor.
I want to see a
one with an American eagle over it.
I want to see an NHL player have a tinted visor,
like the back of an F-150 that just says
kind of looks like
America.
It would make him look like RoboCop on the ice.
I like that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like cyborg guys.
Yeah, or get one that's an LED screen and it says stuff across it.
You know what's under?
Just says "Smash" on PK Subban's.
See, because he needs it. Because he's our mouthpiece. He's our wonderful mouthpiece. You know what I realized the other day is I'm excited about just the fact that goalies are the ones with the customized helmets. Goalies have dope helmets.
Yeah, they do. They're real. Pimp My Ride, they're real Los Santos custom,
the Doyers, bro.
Yeah, bro. Bro.
Or you could be in Houston, bro. We don't
got
much.
That's why
we ain't got much as in Paul Wallach, but it's cool, bro.
That's why Pekka's looks so good because he just goes to a tire shop on Nolensville Road, and he's like, "Hey, can you guys do anything with this?" And we'll make it good, bro. We'll make it good,
bro. And then you got Ish. He's the interior guy. We're gonna make it look real good, bro.
Do you think that the backup goalies have awesome helmets too?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I think that's part of the thing.
They got to pay out of pocket though. Mm-hmm. Where do you go to get that?
Apple Sportsplex now closed in Lansing, Michigan.
You go to the Genius Bar to get.
You go to the Genius Bar. But yeah, the Preds are going to Stanley Cup, and I believe they're playing the Penguins. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game last night. I was kind of out of sorts last night. But Stanley Cup's coming to Nashville. It's pretty sweet.
Good.
And it was just the energy downtown is unbelievable. It's so much fun. They're, I guess they're, I read something earlier today, and I wish I would have, cited it for the show. But Megan Barry is teasing this idea that we're going to have a bigger celebration area rather than outside of Bridgestone, in that whole block over by Fifth Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to find a bigger venue so they can have more people, and it's going to be a family-friendly venue. Some are saying it could be Bridgestone during away games, which would be dope. Others say it could be Centennial Park. Nissan Stadium has been, they said no, they can't do that because that's used for CMAs. And it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be the same week, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
I'll be at Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
But it's going to be dope. I'm going to watch the game.
Now this Preds at the park. Where do they do that? Centennial Park?
They did it. I believe Centennial Park, or they did something for the New Year's Eve bash in Germantown this year, like somewhere around Germantown by the new Sound Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know if Centennial Park goes up that north though. I really don't. I don't know. But that's where I guess
people were telling me they were going to the Preds in the park, like other comics, and I was like, "What park?" And they were like, "I don't know."
It might be.
I don't know.
It's either I don't really know how big Centennial is. There's the Parthenon, and then there's where Joey, my roommate, plays badminton.
They should do it in the Parthenon.
Ooh. I've never been inside, but I saw someone take a picture on the inside. Looks pretty dope. Looks like a mausoleum.
Yeah, it looks like the Parthenon.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Someone. I think someone had a joke about it. Or I've heard someone say before that they were thinking about like, there was like the Nashville scene or something wrote an article about the Parthenon. They were like, "There's nothing else like it in the world," and someone said, "Yeah, except for the
actual Parthenon,
except for the real one."
I want to give a shout.
Nashville's such a weird place to have like a replica of Greek mythology or Greek art.
Well, I think it's because it's supposed to be the Greece of the South. I think that's what, or Athens of the South. I think that might be Athens, Georgia. I can't remember. I did a lot of research when I moved down here. But there we go. Preds are going to the Stanley Cup. It's going to be crazy. We're very excited. No one answered the phone. Get out of here with that. But you can give us a call.
They answered. It was a telemarketer.
Ooh, good.
Go somewhere else, Steve from Telemericorp or wherever you said you were from. Anyway, Nashville architecture.
They're breaking records.
Uh-huh.
We broke a record. It's our first Western Conference final. And at the Stanley Cup finals.
We have the Parthenon, and we also have the loudest Coliseum.
Ooh.
Talk about this, Casey.
All right. So, can you pull it up for me? So apparently, during the, because I don't have it pulled up. So this comes from bardown.com. I believe it's, bardown.com. It was written by Bardown staff. I want them to give credit for their writers. What is this, SNL? Guinness World Record official will be in Nashville for possible decibel record. You heard that right. There will be a little Englishman in a jacket ready to see if we can break the decibel record inside
they wear green
of an indoor
jackets?
stadium. No, green jacket, blue jacket, gold jacket. Who gives it? No, they're gonna. I've seen enough. What are they called? Trick shot guys. Who are the trick shot guys?
The Harlem Globetrotters?
No, the white ones.
Dude Perfect.
I've watched enough of their record breaking videos of them. There's always someone wearing a jacket and they speak with the nice accents. And they have a placard.
Do you think that the jacket's green because it's called Guinness and you're being racist towards Irish people?
I don't think the jacket's green.
Okay.
I think they were going to win jackets because they were going to win the Masters. But again, I don't know how things work.
Are you saying that people in green jackets are the master race because they're Irish?
Yeah.
Because I agree with that. Anyway.
So who just melancholied us?
I have no idea.
That's a joke about how the Irish disposition. Deep cut, deep cut, deep cut.
This came by way of bardown.com.
Okay. Yep.
It was written by somebody on the Bar Down staff. No credit given.
Yeah.
Guinness World Record official will be in Nashville for possible decibel record. Did you already do this while I was on the phone?
I read it.
Oh, okay. You read?
I just read the headline and I was just kind of riffing on it until you got off.
Gotcha. Nashville's fans have been regarded as part of the league's best for quite some time. And tonight, they'll have a chance to prove they might just be at the top. And official...
So was this at the... So now we're saying that this was during the Stanley Cup Finals. I think it's during the Western Conference Finals. Because it says tonight.
Yeah, this was, because it says the Preds versus
So did they get
the
the
NHL.
record?
I like how they added the Preds, but they hashtag the Ducks.
Yeah.
They're like, screw you.
Yeah.
Austin Staley
Well, because
did
ducks
that.
fly south and you don't know where you can add them because you can never find them.
That's what we call a sneak diss in the rap world on Black Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
An official from Guinness World Records will reportedly will be present at Bridgestone Arena for Game 6 to determine if the record for the loudest crowd roar at an indoor event will be broken. So they already It seems like they've already did this.
Update it.
It
The
says
current record was held by the Kansas Jayhawks at 130.4 decibels. It was during a home game against West Virginia on February 13th, 2017. Nashville already came close when Philip Forsberg tied Game 3 in the final minute.
somebody just always has like a little decibel thing, like because that's what that means,
Yeah,
right?
desiccant.
Desiccant. I'm interested to know how they get these
Well, it's
broken.
It's a reader. There's a thing that says how loud things are. I mean, I don't feel.
Yeah, but does
We
the
watched the video.
announcer say like everyone yell right now? We're trying to
I'm
break a record, or
I'm
does
sure.
it have to be organic?
See, that's the question. Let's see if it led to do. I didn't read the article all the way. I just saw.
That's it. It just says that they recorded.
Hey, Bart on Sports, we need a in-depth.
Where's the update? Bar down.
waiting for
Austin
it.
Stanley.
Austin Stanley. Yeah, so
I was listening to a podcast. It was an older one, but it was one with Bill Burr, and he was talking about. I think that he was. It was on the Michael Rappaport podcast, and they were arguing about stuff about
Michael
the
Rappaport's
NFL.
having a renaissance right now.
Yes,
he truly is having a
He's
renaissance.
a hilarious individual.
He's so good.
He was in Prison Break. He was like a big character on Prison Break. I was just watching TV the other day, and Michael Rappaport comes
Wait,
across
the new
screen.
Prison Break?
Are they redoing?
No,
He's on the original Prison Break.
See, I don't remember him being. I don't remember if he was. I remember him being on.
He 100% was.
He was in a movie. He was in a movie called Super, which you should not watch because it is very embarrassing. But and I've seen all 4 seasons of the first 4 seasons of Prison Break.
He was like on the opening credit. He wasn't like an extra. He was like a character. He was like a on the. How many Prison Breaks are there?
Well, there's first 4 seasons. The 4th season was
the one that was on Fox. That's
that's
what
I'm talking about. The first 4 seasons on Fox, and then they just are they're bringing it back now.
Oh no. He was on the one that happened.
Okay, cool.
I forget his character's name.
I'm gonna find out.
Anyway, so not important. The Bill Burr.
I feel like everyone's on their toes right now.
Bill Burr and Michael Rappaport were talking about like cheating in the NFL, and Rappaport was like, Patriots are the worst cheaters, and Bill was like, no, literally everyone cheats. Do you know that the Seattle stadium, which is said to be like the loudest outdoor stadium, like they have records for Seattle, the Seahawks stadium. Yeah. They have like all these they're like the loudest crowd in the world or something, blah blah blah. And Bill Burr was like, did you know that they like violated construction laws on that building to make it so that it could be as loud as possible?
So it's like acoustically sound?
Yeah, they did it like
Leave it to Seattle.
They have it like acoustically constructed, but that doesn't abide by all of the like outdoor stadium construction laws to make it. And they literally pump sound through speakers of crowds cheering while the crowd is cheering while the defense is on the field.
I feel like that's
true. It's 100% true. I knew that even before Bill Burr was talking about it.
That's crazy, but it doesn't. It also feels like those are the lizard people that we should be worrying about.
Yeah,
like that scares me.
Yeah,
but like I don't know. Like, but here's the thing about Seattle: it's always rainy, so it's like always overcast. So the overcast actually works like a ceiling.
Yeah,
because the clouds are so low, so it's really not
like
an
a
open
natural
air
ceiling.
Natural ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
You think that works? That holds up, right?
Wake up, America, is all I'm saying.
Wake up, America.
You ain't that loud.
Mm-hmm.
That's that loud.
Glenn confirms that it's true.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. What if that state, I don't know what construction rules they broke, but what if it was like, you had to put a support beam there and you didn't, the whole place just crumbles. Mm-hmm. It's like, where's the 12th man now, Seattle?
You know, there's other fun fact.
Underground.
There's not a single load-bearing beam in that entire stadium.
No, there's not at all.
It is being held together by the inflated sense of self-importance by the Seahawks fans.
It's so crazy.
That's a shot at Seahawks fans. I felt good about it.
It's so crazy that you would be so obsessed with something that doesn't matter, like being the loudest stadium. Like that doesn't really help. But you'd be so obsessed that you would cheat to be the loud. Like at least when the Patriots cheat, it's to win. Mm-hmm. But this like Seattle cheats and it's just like because we want to be loud.
You know what I feel like doesn't cheat, and I can tell by their fandom, the Buffalo Bills, because their fans are the most wonderful people in the world.
Yeah,
I stand
Bills
behind
Mafia.
Them. Is that what they're called?
The Bills Mafia is super racist. I thought they got in trouble last year for
maybe,
a hate crime.
Maybe because I'm a white man. Well,
no.
You know what? You're a Red Sox fan, and there's some problems there.
Boston
too.
is just the most racist place in the world. Yeah. It's not the Red Sox. It's the town. Yeah, no question.
It's true, and it's funny because like it's Harvard Square, and you're over there. It's just I don't know. It feels like.
Do you know that the reason they're called Bills is that Bills is an anagram?
For what?
Boy, I love losing Super Bowls.
That's funny. That's very funny. I'm going to go double check on the stream for a second. Keep talking, Matt.
So shouts out to the Predators for breaking. I'm going to assume they broke the world record. Because if there's any one thing Nashville knows, it's sound.
I hope not.
Okay? we know how to yell. Okay?
So I do want to divert attention right now quickly to the Facebook Live feed right now. Katie, good friend, works at TMZ. Shout out, girl. She said that Bills fans are awful, and she's a Dolphins fan. So
yeah, I was about to say, you said that. I think that Bills. I don't know.
I love Bill.
I have no
I love
idea.
them.
But I think that they're bad people.
Yeah, no, I'm going to defend them right now. I will.
That being said, I'm part of a fan base that is probably the worst in sports.
Well, yeah, because it's full of bandwagoners, but also like the true people are true, and the true people are like, you know what? The more the merrier.
True people are the worst.
The more the merrier. They are.
Yeah.
Because they're racist.
Yes.
But Katie
very
did
racist.
say that the Bills fans are the worst, and I'm going to defend them right now. It's because Buffalo is a city built on drunk driving
and chicken wings.
And chicken wings. It is a blue collar town that
it's built on drunk driving.
It is. They basically kicked Uber out. People don't take Ubers. People just drive drunk. That's part of the Buffalo culture. And the cool thing is that they're blue collar, and all they have is their families. Mm-hmm. All they have is their fandom. So what are they going to do? They're going to just hang out, and they will travel because they have a lot of money. They're spending all their money on travel fees to follow their stupid bills. And they also
to pay their stupid bills
are buying jet skis for a waterfront that they don't have.
Yeah,
like that's the kind of person I want. When I went to the Daytona 500, you know what I saw? I didn't see a bunch of rednecks. I saw a bunch of potential Bills fans. And you know what? That's the America I want to live in.
They were born slightly too south, or else they'd be Bills fans.
Why are you trying to I saw so many Trump flags at the Daytona 500. I'm still not over the
fact
fact
that surprise you?
No. But I saw it. I'm like, make America great again. I'm like, you don't realize, guys, it is great. This is a wonderful place. Yeah. But I think that's what they meant. They just want everyone to be in the same.
I don't think that's what they meant.
That's not what they meant.
I think that they wanted make America white again.
So Katie says, she says, I'm from there. So you know what, Katie, you're not from there anymore. I know you're from there. She said, I know they're not good people. LOL. And white trash. Yeah, you know what? I like white trash people because they're simple and they like to laugh.
I want to stay objective.
All right.
It's not just the Bills fans that are white trash. It's just literally most of the North.
Yeah,
is white trash.
That's true.
I'm from
Michigan. I'm from the little gully where algae grows in a river.
Dare I say that there are more white trash per capita in the North than there is in the South.
I agree. I would 100% agree.
Because all the good people up north are now moving to the South.
No, I'd say that they're
I would say
they focus on the cities. I have this
like Philadelphia is all trash.
Oh,
it's
100%.
All white trash. It's
100%.
styrofoam cups and brotherly love and just not good things happening in Pennsylvania in general. I feel like Pittsburgh's the same way.
Well, Pittsburgh is awful.
Yeah,
because it does cover a tri-state area.
Steeler country.
It's I feel like everywhere's Steeler country.
Steelers aren't even real.
So I have this belief that 15 minutes outside of any metro area is the South. No matter where you are, you could be at the highest latitude. In fact, in Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula, white trash all over the place. You know what? You're good people, but you're white trash. You're a little bit backwards. You're touching your cousins, looking at them in a weird way.
Easy.
Can't wait for
easy with the cousin touching, buddy.
Hey, we're in the South. It's fine, but we're in a metro area. But 15 minutes outside. Growing up in Lansing, the town adjacent to us, Grand Ledge, people had Southern accents and drove trucks and listened to country music.
Yeah.
So Michigan is a northern state. So we need to stop attributing this accent to people in the South because I think it's just rednecks abroad.
Yeah, rednecks are everywhere. Rednecks cometh and rednecks taketh away.
The redneck cometh.
The redneck cometh.
That's what we call it. That's what we call the 2016 election.
I went up to Michigan last summer to one of my roommates' family's cottages.
Shout out Andy Simon.
And the obscene amount of blatant racism that I heard from people that have grown up their entire lives in
Hastings, Michigan.
Is that where it was?
No, that's where that
that
story
dude
last
that
week,
sued for racism.
Cleon Brown.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I do need to pull that clip out of that because that was the best clip we've ever done.
It's just,
but the cop in Hastings.
But it's not just Michigan. See,
no.
Now it seems like we're saying this. I'll make it very clear. It's America's racist.
Yeah,
and Canada.
No, Canada's not because there's.
I think Florida's the only place that's not racist.
You know, Canada's so friendly. They're like, you can call me illegally. They'll be like, hey, what's your name? What's your pronoun?
Hey, what's your name? What's your pronoun?
Justin Trudeau.
PGPs.
Just said recently, or he put a law into order that it's discrimination if you don't adhere to one of the 72 gender pronouns. If you discriminate against someone for their pronoun, it is a federal crime.
I don't think that's real now.
That is true.
But it went through, like that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. That's what he's fighting for. That's what the social
That's what he's fighting for. But is it a law now?
It
in
went
Canada?
through. Yes, and I'm going to pull it up.
I knew that was because there was that Canadian professor that got fired from the college because a student told him that the student had a preferred gender pronoun. He was like, I'm not.
Was that Jordan Peterson from the
Jordan
University
Peterson?
of Toronto?
Yeah. Jordan Peterson.
He's incredible. Jordan Peterson is he, guys. I'm a pretty bleeding heart liberal, but let me tell you what, that guy works because he has these liberal ideas. He's
that guy
a professor.
Rocks.
That guy rocks.
That guy rocks.
That guy rocks. But no, he puts things into perspective that are like, okay, I understand this is just a misguided movement, but that's Canada. So Canada is not racist. They're federally mandated not to be racist.
I feel I know that 72 virgins or pronouns are. I guess if you're the type of person that needs 72 pronouns, you're probably one of the 72 virgins. That's
true.
all I'm saying.
That's true. We actually have one. He's probably going to stop by a little bit later.
I think that the Canadian law, I don't think that's a law yet. I know it's been a proposed thing, but because I heard all about that on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I feel like he would have definitely brought it up recently if it became an actual law.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just keep talking. I'm looking over the thing.
Anyway, where are some more white? I have a theory.
What are some more white people?
I have a theory. If your sport,
this is your white people the podcast.
If your team mascot is not an animal, your town's racist. I'm not saying it's
an animal or
it's not mutually exclusive because
clothing?
there are teams with animals that are racist. But like, think about like the Cleveland Indians, super racist. Washington Redskins, super racist. Dallas Cowboys, super racist. New England Patriots, the Yankees.
Well, I mean, if they're the Patriots and if the Patriots
the
represent,
Celtics.
hold on, stick with me, and the Patriots represent the entire country, then by proxy,
they don't represent the entire.
Well, we're patriots as Americans, so we're patriots. So by proxy, if everyone underneath the umbrella of the Patriot, then someone in Cleveland with the name Indians, they are in fact the most racist because they, like the Redskins and the Indians, fall under the umbrella of patriots. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like it might work.
Also, the Braves, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. It's a racist place.
It's just a racist place.
Where else? That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
You know, Cleveland's racist against water because they lit their river on fire. Mm-hmm. They're also racist against rock and roll because they ruined the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Did they?
That's not great.
When they say that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame moved to Cleveland,
it started in Cleveland.
It started in Cleveland. Where they say something moved? Oh, Motor City. They moved it to Detroit. Detroit.
They didn't move it to Detroit.
I think they did. No, I think it was somewhere else, and then
no, it's still in Cleveland.
Motor City is in Detroit.
Motor City's Detroit, but Cleveland. That's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is.
Where was I watching? Yeah. I know.
They didn't move it from anywhere. Motown, they closed down the original Motown Museum, I believe.
If
anyone in Detroit knows that, verify that for me.
Verify it. Where's our fact checker? Where is he?
Robin, where you at?
You want to get in the news?
Let's get in the news, Matt. So this is the show where we give you all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. We are on Facebook.com/5051radio. You just got to spell it out, 5051 radio. Videos of the show. You can see us, watch us. If you're listening to us, you're on 88.3. You can give us a call, 615-898-5051. And, just go onto our Facebook page. Look for the videos. Head over to our YouTube page. Smash like. We need a lot of likes. We need likes. Mm-hmm. And then you're the way we're going to get there. We can't do this without you. If you want to send us shirts, thanks, Glenn. By the way, shout out. I don't know if anyone saw that, but Glenn sent us shirts. He got you a Beantown shirt. Mm-hmm. I got an I Go Deep shirt that I wore last night. Mm-hmm. Felt great. We did an unboxing. It was cool.
We did an unwrapping, if you will.
Yeah, an unwrapping.
It was like a Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas in
June. Where did my watch
May.
go?
Christmas in May.
Oh, it's May.
Casey, what are we talking about? Give them a story.
Let's go. Let's start with. Let's talk about Alex Jones. We started talking about him yesterday, and we got interrupted. So I'd like to pick up where we left off.
Yeah.
So I pulled this one up. Okay, here we go. This comes by way of NewYorkMagazine.com. This is in the Culture War section, and it was written by Gabriela Paella. Paella. Her name is Paella? She's got food. Her last name is Food. She's a food blogger. Alex Jones admits defeat in battle against Yogurt Empire. For those of you unfamiliar or uninitiated, Alex Jones is the man responsible for propagating conspiracy theories across the beautiful countryside.
Across?
Is it cross?
across
the beautiful countryside.
Mm-hmm.
He's managed to infiltrate the White House, and he's managed to. He was one of the big speakers during Pizzagate.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the most watched news shows. Infowars.com. Alex Jones
Mm-hmm.
has learned the hard way that you can't go up against big yogurt and emerge unscathed. A few weeks after losing a custody battle with his ex-wife, the conspiracy theorist settled a defamation lawsuit brought against him by none other than Chobani. Number 2 in the yogurt game after Dannon, and just above Faye.
And Oikos. The Juan Stamos vehicle.
I thought,
Oikos.
Oh yeah, he does Oikos. Then, it was Bobby Flay did Faye. In the middle, and I don't know my yogurt spokespeople. I know all the Danimals by name. Friends of the show.
You know all the Danimals by name?
Yep. In mid-April, Jones's site Infowars posted a video connecting Chobani's practice of hiring refugees to work at a Twin Falls, Idaho plant with a recent and completely unrelated reported sexual assault case in the area. Chobani says Alex Jones did not respond to requests to take the video down, hence their suit seeking $10,000 in damages along with a retraction. Per the Los Angeles Times, Jones settled and released the following statement of apology on Wednesday. He said, during the week of April 10th, 2017, certain statements were made on the, I'm going to do it in his voice, on Infowars, the Twitter feed, YouTube channel, regarding Chobani LLC. He calls everything an LLC, limited liability company, if you didn't know that I now understand to be wrong. The tweets and videos, I'm done doing it. My throat hurts too much. The tweets and videos have now been retracted and will not be reposted. On behalf of Infowars, I regret that we mischaracterized Chobani, its employees, and the people of Twin Falls, Idaho. He says that not only included in this statement was an admission that he actually prefers the sugary yogurts with the candy in the lid. He's a Danimals man.
I don't blame him.
So,
I'm right there with him.
Alex Jones, notoriously always rallying against Hillary Clinton for interdimensional pedophile ring. The fact that he believes that the Democrats are child molesters and they're destroying our culture and the fabric of our culture, decides to attack
Child molesting aliens.
child molesting aliens.
He thinks they're aliens.
He believes they're aliens. He chooses to attack not only whatever's offending his culture, but the cultures and active probiotic enzymes in Chobani yogurt.
This is an attack on all cultures.
Updated, Jamie Lee Curtis has not responded to our request. No, I'm kidding. Jamie Lee Curtis is all about probiotics.
She is. What's hers? Activia.
Proud sponsor of our show. We're very probiotics here.
I think I don't know. I think I'm kind of on Alex Jones' side on this. Because
So,
there are
You're
things
such a contrarian, and I love it. Let's go. Let's figure it out.
there are things that people don't know about yogurt that people need to know.
Yogurt.
And I've tried so hard to convince people things not only about yogurt, but about the world of dairy in general. Everything in the dairy world that is not milk is just a slightly sour form of milk.
Okay, so sour cream is terrible.
It's gross.
Sour cream is terrible.
Yes. Cottage cheese.
Oh, I mean, what
Disgusting.
is gross?
Disgusting.
Gross. It's baby throw up.
Unflavored yogurts, like unflavored Greek yogurt.
No, yogurt's
Absolutely
incredible. Yogurt's
disgusting.
great.
Not the unflavored ones though. Yeah, if you get like a vanilla, you get a nice blueberry with the blueberries in the bottom.
No, so it doesn't need
You
to be a
have to
sugary
add stuff.
confection.
You have to add stuff to
No,
yogurt
you
to
don't.
make it taste good because all it is sour milk. That's all it is.
It's not true.
That's how you make yogurt.
There's a culture, and it doesn't curdle, or does it?
That culture's a fungus.
Yeah, you know what? I think your culture's a fungus. You and your Red Sox.
Hey. I'm just saying, dairy's gross. Humans are this is a fact, humans are the only mammals that consume dairy after infantile stages of their lives.
No, we're the only animals. Yeah, actually, that's probably true. But we also
It is
are
true.
the only,
It's
are the only
100%
species that drinks another animal's
Yeah,
milk.
that's the weirder part. And not only that, but the milk that you drink is not just like one cow's milk. It's just like every cow on the dairy farm, it all goes into the same vat. So you're drinking the milk of like 100 different cows.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
That being said, I love milk.
I love diverse.
I drink milk
I
every
want to
day.
diversify my lactose palate.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I had a customer the other day, that asked me if I was serving at tables at a restaurant. Shout out, big proud sponsor of the show. Proud sponsor of the show? she asked if the pickle chips had any dairy, to which I responded, huh? So the pickle chips didn't have dairy, and
We fry them in skim milk.
we fry with skimmy milk. And I go, no, but there is dairy in the ranch. She goes, okay, well, I can't have it. And then orders a Michelob Ultra. I asked her what was wrong. She goes, my kid is allergic to dairy and I'm breastfeeding. I go, but you also ordered a Michelob Ultra. You sure you're not supposed to be drinking? And she goes,
You can't drink when you
and
breastfeed.
and then she looked at me and goes, oh, I hadn't thought about that. I go, you were 100% willing to inconvenience me by asking me a dumb question at a place where I am not only allowed, but encouraged to be confrontational. And you didn't come with your facts together. Your baby's drunk right now. Your baby is having DTs,
You just look over the
waiting
baby
for you to get
smoking
back
a
into town.
cigarette. He
Just
doesn't
smoking
know.
a cigarette like a little Cambodian
Rolling
baby.
dice and smoking a cigarette. Little 2-year-old kid.
He smokes weed every day.
How do you get to the point where you know that your kid has a dairy allergy, but you don't know that you can't drink alcohol while breastfeeding? How do you
See,
get to that point?
That's what I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what the sorry, I'm gonna get back over the mic. I was trying to figure out what the why certain people feel like they need to. It's like social justice warriors. If like a mom is breastfeeding, they tend to like thrust their agenda upon everybody else.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100%
People
right.
with food allergies, like I get it that you have a food allergy, but like don't bring up the food allergy at the at the front end of the engagement.
Yeah.
Like, do it at the end.
People think that vegans started that whole just like forcing your thing down people's throats, but it was breastfeeding moms.
Was it?
They started the whole I have to tell everybody that I do this and you're wrong if you don't.
It's true. My friend Meredith was telling me about her breastfeeding the other day because she's breastfeeding her kid. She was telling me, and there's a lot. There's a lot involved.
My mom said we're gonna go unnamed with the rest of the people in this story, but
Ooh, anonymous source.
like my mom would tell me she still says it all the time, but she had a friend that has a child that's as old as me, and like my mom never didn't breastfeed me or either of my brothers. And my mom's friend was really upset, and she's like, I breastfeed all of my kids and it helps with their immune system, and like me and my brothers never get sick, and her kids are always like literally in the hospital. Like not just like they get the flu every once in a while. It's like, oh, now he has a bone disease. Oh, now he's got ear infections. And me and my brothers have phenomenal, I don't want to brag, phenomenal
health.
immune systems.
Yeah, it's true. Except for that bug bite you got on your arm. Can we talk about that right quick?
Yes. I have a bug bite. I got a bad bite.
It's a bad bite.
It's gone now. It's pretty much completely gone now.
Matt showed it to me yesterday. He goes, yeah, I went to the doctor the other day, and I'm like, what'd you go to the doctor for? And he like shows me on his arm. He's just like this thing. It's like humongous. It's like on his forearm, just a big old gross. It was gross, and like I didn't look good.
But hey, guess what?
I got nervous away.
We got phenomenal immune systems, so it's already gone. Ha! Chalk that up for genetics.
Chalk it up.
You dorks.
You dingleberries. You dum-dums.
Anything else about Alex Jones?
Alex Jones lost the settlement suit against his wife. Lost the custody suit for his kids because he was endangering his kids. Because he said he couldn't recall. This was like 2 weeks ago. Couldn't recall specific details about his kids because, and I quote, he had a big bowl of chili for lunch. That's a fact. So Alex Jones, off his rocker, but makes for excellent TV.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Makes for an excellent show segment.
I would say so. I have fun. I have fun with Alex Jones. I can't imagine living in a world where we don't have people like Alex Jones. I really can't. I know a lot of people want these people to stop, but they're so stupid that it's only good. We can't forget that people like that exist.
Right.
So it's good to have one that's out there. It's the same with Kanye. Like Kanye West is the exact same way, and I love Kanye West. If we didn't have a Kanye West, there would be a lot of people that don't have that voice that would be that way, and I feel like it would actually be worse.
Oh, so he's doing it for everyone. He's like the John,
but in the wrong way.
He's like the John Coffey from the Green Mile. He's like, I don't want no one to hurt no more. So he does it. So he touches them and he pulls.
No, I don't think he knows.
He does.
I don't think he knows.
Well, I don't think John Coffey knew.
John Coffey knew because he had to help people.
Yeah, I gotta help people.
But I'm just saying,
God, that was a good,
like
role.
if we didn't have stupid people
Shout
like
out
that,
to Michael Clark Duncan for John Coffey.
If we didn't
about that right now.
If we didn't have stupid people like that out there, then we wouldn't be able to recognize it, and then more people like that would get under the, I don't know, what the phrase is, but like
into the zeitgeist.
they'd be out there.
Yeah, they would be. If we would by killing Kanye and killing that voice,
Killing Kanye is the name of my
we
book.
would cut one head off the serpent, and two more would grow in its place.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's why we gotta keep them alive.
Did you see the thing in New Orleans, by the way, that the governor or mayor of New Orleans, I think it was the governor of the state or the mayor of New Orleans, is taking out. He was drinking, sipping a mint julep, and he gave a speech. It's actually posted by Doug Payne. Shout out Doug Payne.
Payne,
proud sponsor of the show. He said that he explained the reason that they're taking down the monuments for the Confederacy was because that it was on the wrong side of history. And I started thinking for a second.
It's a great point.
Well, do we keep those monuments up so we remember how bad things were, or do we just let the oral history take over?
No, you take them out.
Is there an answer, Matt?
Yeah, you take them out. You get it out.
I agree.
I think that if there's anything, if there's any good evidence of something like that, it's the way that Germany dealt with Nazi Germany after they lost the war.
They dealt it because they smelt it.
It was illegal to have swastikas, like even in video games. I remember like one of the first big video games, Wolfenstein, which is about Nazis.
It's Wolfenstein.
They had to take the before they could ship the game to Germany, they had to take all the Nazi flags out of the video game. They were just like, if we erase this right now and we end it right now, at some point people aren't going to forget, but they're not going to associate current Germany with past Germany.
Solid marketing.
Yeah.
I think
it's a great idea. It's a great idea. And unfortunately, there's just so much American pride and American there's just so people just want to honor the past. It's my heritage. It's what makes me me.
I want to honor the past. I want to say,
and it's like you're wrong. You're just dead wrong.
I want to honor my past. I want to say that, like, I'm 19. I'm 18. I can't do that because I'm no longer that. You know?
Yeah.
The rules have changed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember. What am I gonna hang a flag? It should be funny to have a picture of me when I'm like 19 or 18, just like floating, just because that's what I stand for.
That's what tattoos are. That's why I don't get tattoos.
Yeah, they're a testament to, hey, I made a mistake one time.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't. You should never be stapled.
So stupid.
You should never be stapled to your past because your present might be wrong.
That's why we don't watch the Nick Tunes Network.
Only future you would know that. That's what I'm saying.
It's true.
And also,
I don't know if I agree with that. But
also, your stars and bars are stupid.
Yeah, not a big fan of the stars.
And I'm from here, so I can say that.
Let's get into some more news, Matt.
Okay.
So that one's gone. Let's to who. Do you like? Do you want to talk about the?
You throw it to me, dog.
Cool. I like that. Let's talk about.
Let's play catch.
Let's play catch. Here we go. Winding it up. Woman paralyzed after eating gas station nachos.
Nice.
We're speaking of Chobani. Let's also speak about another cheesy dairy fluid. Nacho cheese. This comes by way of USA Today, written by Josh Hafner. And it was published yesterday. Gas station nacho cheese is linked to a botulism outbreak in California that sickened at least 10 people and killed one of them. The California Department of Public Safety and Health said Monday. Now, at first when I read this, I think, did it kill them like 10 years later because cholesterol was high? No.
Right.
Pretty much immediately. The contaminated cheese sauce came from a gas station known as Valley Oak Food and Fuel, no longer a sponsor of this show, in Walnut Grove, about 30 minutes south of Sacktown, Sacramento, where 33-year-old Lavinia Kelly drizzled the cheese on Doritos during a stop in her commute. She was uncontent with the yellow corn rounds. She was like, I'm going walking nacho style. Opens up a bag of nacho cheese. Well, you know what? I bet kind of cheese she's hoping they're nachos. This cheese. I'm really stumbling over this one. She fell sick within hours, eventually ending in the hospital and unable to move her eyes. Martin Galindo, who also ate the gas station who also ate from the gas station before dying, wow, Martin died. That was a weird way to get into that. Rest in peace, Martin Galindo. Proud sponsor of the show. Amid a severe case of botulism, according to the San Francisco KGO TV. Leaving behind his wife and 2 children, the illness left Galindo breathing through a ventilator and eventually into a coma. And a GoFundMe page has been made for him. Valley Oak and Food temporarily lost its food and drink permit earlier this month, so they can't sell gas. The reported. The store selling the tainted cheese pulled the product on May 5th, according to health officials who believe there's no further public risk. Now, Where do you think they got this cheese from? Is it across the country?
Who knows, dude? Big Dairy. We've already talked about them once. What if they're putting stuff in their cheese, in the nacho cheese, which I don't think has any dairy in it whatsoever.
You're probably right.
But who knows, dude? Botulism, most hilarious sounding disease, first of all. Second of all, what is botulism?
I feel like botulism
Is it like mad cow disease?
I think isn't botulism the thing that paralyzes the nerves in your face? Like,
I guess so, because she couldn't
couldn't
move her eyes.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that Bell's palsy comes from botulism.
Mm-hmm.
No, Botox is botulism.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah. So like I remember.
It's a paralysis.
Yeah, it's controlled botulism. It's it's like someone that pierces does controlled stabbings.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that injects Botox in your face does a controlled stabbing while also controlled poisoning you.
I could give somebody a controlled stabbing right now, if you know what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, if you're watching the Facebook Live, you know who you are. Facebook.com/5051radio.
With my penis.
Wingo.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No one should have to. I don't have a lot of, absolute statements in my life. One of them is nobody deserves to go out on nacho cheese.
You're right.
That's the worst last meal.
Because it's not even their cheese.
It's not even your cheese. If you're going to go out on cheese, make sure it's your cheese.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you go on Cho cheese.
My body, my choice, my cheese.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you go out. It's just not going to be nacho cheese on Cho Bonnie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Eat yogurt. Good for your health. Do you think the probiotics
World's not safe anymore, man. You can't eat yogurt.
Hasn't been safe for a while, man.
You can't have nacho cheese. What?
From under cheese.
Maybe the vegans are right. Maybe this is proof. Maybe this is Big Vegan that's doing this.
Never met a big vegan because they're always starving.
That's not true. A lot of vegans are real fat. I've noticed. Especially, I don't want to go there. My thing is that, like, one day you're just. First of all, we glossed over the fact that this person was putting nacho cheese on Doritos, which is the most white trash thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And her name was Valinda. Was it Valinda?
I don't know. Not enough cheese on these Doritos.
Cheesers on these Raiders.
That's so crazy. Maybe she deserved botulism.
I don't agree with that at all.
A botulism. My favorite. They also call it an outbreak. Like it's like nacho cheese turn people into zombies.
Why nacho cheese? Why come for a staple of American appropriation of Mexican culture?
Yeah.
Why? And Doritos. They're like tortilla chips, but they're flavored. I don't know.
You know how they give 10-year-old kids, like, they have these videos. Oh, watch this kid eat chocolate for the first time. I want to see watch this Mexican immigrant eat nacho cheese, and they'll be like, yeah, this is horrible.
He's like,
what do you think this is? Well, I have no idea what this is.
Why is it yellow? It's amarillo.
That's not
We don't
food.
speak Spanish. Get out of my video.
That's not food, sir.
Yeah, Confederacy. Get out of here. All right. Well, gas station nachos. Guys, just be careful. You never know where you're going to find botulism. By the way, shout out to Martin Valindo's family, his wife, and his kids. You will be missed. The show's dedicated to you. May you want to talk about where else that you might encounter nacho cheese?
Go ahead.
Let's find it. It says this one comes by way of AV Club on the Newswire. I want you to read this one. Can you read this one?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
This is the one you brought in. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy in the movie theater. Not
This,
only can you sue a movie theater for eating nacho cheese that gives you botulism, but you could also sue someone else for something else.
Right.
That is a loose segue. This some Mad Libs.
This comes by way of avclub.com. Hero sues internet date for texting during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This was written by Gwen Einat. Dumb name.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's her name?
Gwen Einat.
Gwen Einat?
Yeah.
Do you think it's Gwen Einat? It's not Gwen Einat's nacho cheese? I'm so stupid. I hate myself.
Gwen Einat Stefani.
Well done. Moving on.
As reported on awesome-based movie site berth.movies.death, Vesmar, awesome name, also probably an alien, not an immigrant like a xeno.
Hold on, is berth.movies.death? Is that like .com?
I think that's the name of a website.
I didn't know if it was like, but
yeah,
is that the URL? Birth.movies. Oh,
It's just called
dot com.
birthmoviesdeath.com is the website.
I thought it was .death. Like that was like the.
.death, yeah, that would be...
Can we have that?
It's like first .biz, now .death. Vesmar was on a first date with a woman he met online, probably Tinder.
Vesmar!
And
that's what he reminds me of.
And took the young lady in question to see the exciting new Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. Probably because Vesmar was an extra in Guardians of the Galaxy. You weirdo. An action-packed superior film that should have no trouble capturing the attention of the average human. But Vesmar's date proceeded to text throughout the movie. Vesmar at first appealed to her, saying that her habit was a particular pet peeve of his, as it is so many of us who respect the sacred space of the theater. But to no avail, quote, according to the petition, where did the petition come from? We just glossed over a lot of stuff.
Matt,
there's a petition?
Matt, do you remember where this took place?
Yeah, Austin.
Austin, Texas.
Make Austin weird.
Make Austin weird. The home of petitions.
That's true. According to the petition, the woman activated her phone at least 10 to 20 times in 15 minutes to read and send text messages, end quote. Vesmar reasonably suggested that she take her texting outside. She did so and left the theater, leaving Vesmar without a ride. According to the petition, the texting was a direct violation of the theater's policy and that his date, quote-unquote, adversely affected Vesmar's viewing experience and that of other patrons.
I'm going to start a petition right now. The popcorn is not as big as it is when you're riding through the roller coaster. And you know what else doesn't work?
That's a good point.
The movie move.
It's a good point.
Granted, the last two movies I've seen were with Matt, and he denied my movie move, which if you don't know what the movie move is, it's this one.
Mm-hmm. And then this one.
Ooh, that's fun.
Movie move works.
Movie move does work.
I've used the movie move recently. I don't want to brag.
I go inner thigh.
But here's the thing: the movie move did not work when the movie move was on screen.
No, because
they outed us.
Yeah,
they outed us, creepy men that take women on dates, because the movie move's on screen now, and now you can't get away with it. It's like when Steve Harvey wrote that book about what guys can't say, girls act like a man, act like a man. It was like, and everyone got mad because they were like, now we can't do that because they know what we're doing. Oh, and that's what the movie move is.
It's like the masked magician when he does like he sees like uncovering the secrets of magicians.
And then magicians are like, dude, come on, like what's the deal? Now we can't get away with it.
Dave Blaine's like, that's why I don't go into theaters. I go in streets.
That's not magic. That's straight up voodoo. What David Blaine does.
It's David Blaine. The magic that you do, it's voodoo. The magic that you do. That's all I got. That's all I got for you.
The reason I brought this story,
what you got?
Was because
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to get to that in a second.
Okay.
There are like 7 to 19 things that we need to petition for in a movie theater before texting, I feel.
I agree.
First of all, prices, concession prices. You can't. Second of all,
do you know the popcorn is 90% air?
Like a kernel. It's like the world
when it pops.
Yeah,
it's like an atom. It's like it's mostly empty space.
Paying a lot for air, Carmike.
Mm-hmm.
If that is your real name. Shout out Magic Johnson, because the Malco Smyrna movie theater actually has slightly more reasonable prices.
Also steal popcorn
on their food. Also, the popcorn's horrible.
RC Cola.
Also, like let's get like you pay a little bit more for like a private booth. Okay, and you know what's going on.
Studio C. Actually, someone that we talked about earlier in the show, Tyler Ennis, the vocalist from A Virtue, works at a movie theater called Studio C, where they have big recliners and they have service.
Yeah, that was another one. Let's make that, because I went to a movie theater in L.A. a few years ago.
Not to brag.
At the what was it called? At the AMC theater, they had that, and that should be standard. That should be across the board. You don't have to, because like this place had like you could buy like mixed drinks, and real food.
They had like a tequila mockingbird.
But even if we don't do that, even if it's still just movie concessions, let's get them coming in before the movie starts.
I want dinner theater.
Yeah, I want a little dinner in my theater.
Theater.
Also,
all right. So you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Okay, I want to get to that after you get. What else? What else are we petitioning?
If these, I feel like these are the top 3: the private booths, nationwide service, and what would a good third one be? No kids. No kids. Kids are banned. Ban them.
Kids are fine.
No.
No, I'll trade you kids. I'll trade you kids for when that person comes in, the Johnny Be Good that's doing his job, and he like he does this thing where he counts people in the theater, and there's just extra people. They got to figure out who bought that ticket. When someone
come and they just check everybody like it's a train.
When someone sneaks into a movie, just let them do it because they have the balls to put themselves out there, and all you're doing is disrespecting and underplaying the fact that someone wants to be a go-getter. Maybe someone doesn't have the money, but they want to see Up in the Air and Sherlock Holmes back to back.
I agree. That was the first time I got arrested. Was sneaking into a movie.
Yeah, what are you sneaking into? Get Out.
I don't remember. Hey.
We're live
Prison
on
Break.
Facebook.com/5051radio.
I kind of agree. I think if you get all the way to inside the movie and sitting down in a seat, you should be able to stay.
I agree.
But also no kids. No, ban kids.
No, see, but why are we going to see kids' movies? Why, how old are the kids?
Now that's what I wanted to talk about with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I have a new 3-point system for the movies that I'll see because it's getting a little ridiculous, these movies.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. I haven't seen a movie since I saw a movie with you. That was the last movie I saw. I only go see movies with you. I'm hitting you because I'm slapping you because I'm showing.
What was it though? What did we see? It was probably some stupid kid movie.
It honestly might have been Green Room.
That was the last movie you saw? That was like 2 years ago.
Then it wasn't Green Room. I saw a movie with you somewhere.
Yeah.
I just don't. But I don't go to movies anymore.
Yeah. The reason that people don't like millennials is because we watch kids' movies. I think that's number one on the list.
Yeah.
We need to stop seeing Pixar. Go do whatever you want. But
Pixar
the reason
are good though. Those are good.
No. See, this is the problem. They start making them for adults.
No, the problem is Minions. No, why are we focusing on right now Pixar when we could be focusing on Minions?
I think they're in the same
Minions.
camp.
Minions are the Walmart. Are the Walmart? They're like Minions. Jimmy Fallon, Duck Dynasty are all so accessible at Walmart that your aunt has them on their checkbook.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's Minions.
But it's both.
Those aren't good storylines. Those are like...
It's both.
Oh, I like the word squishy, so I'm going to see this movie. The same person that says, I like the word squishy and I hate the word moist, are the same people that go see Despicable Me. But the people who want to see a good, compelling storyline with excellent character development for all ages is Pixar.
No.
John Lasseter,
they're
you do a
baby
great
movies.
job.
And the problem is that they've started making these baby movies for young adults that still act like children. So now children don't even get the movies anymore.
I'm triggered.
I was talking to my, 10, I don't know how old she is, my cousin, but she's a kid. And I was like, have you seen any movies? And she was like, yeah, I watched Inside Out, and I didn't get it because I don't have...
That was a weird move.
She was like, I don't have little voices in my head that control my emotions. And I was like,
20.
first of all, you don't have to brag.
0 for 20.
Second of all, that's because they make that movie for people my age that just can't grow up, that think that they're unique because they go and see kids' movies.
Yeah, well, it's not the problem.
But it's all of them.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. I think you're trying to treat the symptom, and we're not dealing with the actual problem.
The problem is us.
No, it's a symptom. Yeah, and that's a symptom. What it is, it's going to be holding people personally. What is wrong with me today? Personally accountable for the things that they consume. For being like, hey, do you really have anxiety, or do you just want to fidget so you can talk about something with someone? Because I understand it, because that's how I feel about the Preds. I like the fact that the city's gathering around a team and being like, let's get excited. There's a lot of people learning about the sport. There's a lot of people moving in. There's a lot of people drinking and a lot of people talking. That's cool. But you're gathering around kind of some really empty calories. There's no actual camaraderie. It's just like, was that story good? What was your favorite part? Oh,
Are we talking about movies or are we talking about hockey?
I'm talking about everything. I'm just talking about the fact that there's a lot of millennials that get on board with things like movies, and they're watching.
Marvel's the worst.
Movies.
This whole Marvel thing's the worst part about it. That's what I was saying with these
I want to point out though, you were the biggest Marvel boy.
I know, and then I grew up. But my thing is that the reason that people are like, oh, movies are they're getting these blockbusters, they're all the worst. That's because people my age are stupid. That's because, and they're kids, they're children. There's nothing worse than going to see a movie and then it's sold out on the first night and there's a bunch of 35-year-old virgins in all black waiting to see the next Spider-Man movie. Grow up.
Well, I don't know.
Seriously, grow up.
Yeah, well, no. It's a
movie about a teenager.
I don't know, and I don't know if you know these these kids as intimately as you might think you do.
I do. I used to be one of them a year ago.
Yeah, but just because you hate yourself doesn't mean you need to hate everybody else.
I don't hate myself anymore because
I mean, no, hate who you were. That's why you don't get tattoos. We've talked about this.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I just give them a break.
But also grow up.
Hey, but the less of them
Watching
in
Spider-Man movies at 35 years old.
You know,
are you kidding me? And getting really excited about it.
It's fine. But they get excited because it's something they enjoy. Not everyone has something that they enjoy. I'm going to defend them on that course, but I'm going to say let's not make that our only source of cultural enrichment. Let's read a book. Let's watch Fargo. Fargo's really good. It's good storytelling, beautifully done.
Yeah, Fargo's phenomenal.
Fargo's amazing.
Silicon Valley,
phenomenal, incredible writing. Mike Judge,
but even movies
perfect.
and even these like I'm not saying like it's these make 'em ups. No, there's adult sci-fi that you can see or adult movies that deal with that are fantasy movies. Like the new Planet of the Apes is coming out in like a month or something like that. It's gonna be awesome because it looks like a movie for adults. It doesn't look like Spider-Man, where it's a movie about a fat Asian kid.
But you also got to think about who's writing these movies. They are lowering it down to the lowest common denominator
because they want it. Because the people that they're making the movie for want it.
They don't know what they want. But they're acting because they don't know what they want.
You said it, not me.
But that's fine. They can be aimless.
Stupid.
They can be aimless. It's fine. I say we got to have compassion. By the way, you are listening to 88.3 WMTS. That's our top of the hour identification. We're here in Murfreesboro. This is Pop Topics. Brought to you by 5051.com. We are on Facebook Live, facebook.com/ spell it out, 5051 Radio. Back to Misery Loves Company. Thank you, Darren.
My three tier system for whether or not I'm going to see a movie. Number one, I don't want to hear anything about hope. I don't want to hear about your hope in your trailers. If you say the word hope once, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done.
He's our last hope.
He's our last hope. But we have to try. Like any of these words, these like kids movie buzzwords.
In a world.
Kind of like in the new. I say this because I watched the new trailer for the Spider-Man movie today, which I will not go see. And he was like,
are you gonna not go see or you're gonna nacho see?
I'm gonna nacho see it. He was like, we have to try. I just need to grow up. This is a movie about growing up. So if you're above the age of 16, do not go see the Spider-Man movie unless you want to concede the fact that you're a child.
You know, I don't agree with that.
Anyway. That's my first one.
Okay.
The second one.
I have problems with it already.
The second one, I'm almost to the point where like underrated R. I don't want to see
They're not for
a
you.
Movie.
Because they're not for you specifically.
All the PG-13, it's almost like they have formed. You think that movie that the rating you would think that the rating would form around a movie, but it almost seems like they're starting to make movies for ratings.
Yeah, they are. They've been doing that forever.
No, it didn't used to be that way. It didn't used to be that way. Movies come out now.
There always needs to be a summer thriller blockbuster, a horror blockbuster. It's got to be PG-13. There's also going to be one a year.
But there's way more rated R now. There's way more R blockbuster
because that's what's making the money, and they know, okay, that's where we're going to follow the money. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah. The third one. This is a big one.
Does it have Jake Gyllenhaal? Because I cannot tell if it's Jake Gyllenhaal or the character he inhabits. An excellent actor.
I am all the way out on Disney movies. I am all the way out. Like if Disney has anything, if that Jew hater has anything to do with a movie, I'm not watching it. I'm just done. I'm not going to see a Marvel movie. I'm very on the fence about seeing the new Star Wars movie. No Pixar movies. Pixar movies are done. They're dead to me.
I think that we need
because they're bad.
We need to change our website from 5051 to 5150 because I'm afraid that you might do something harmful to yourself.
I'm just saying.
Who hurt you?
Nobody hurt me. I'm just an adult.
Crap.
I'm just an adult.
I don't know.
They make these movies.
I don't know. I feel like you're overcompensating for something.
Like have you seen the movie Zootopia? I was watching it with my nephew.
Yeah, I thought
he doesn't get it.
I like Jason Bateman.
Why are there protests in the middle of an animated DreamWorks movie? Why are they talking about go back to Africa? Like we don't need these metaphors. Go watch the news if you need to see protests. But you need to see a little bunny hop around and talk about equality. Like just go find it. Don't make these kids movies about
I heard InfoWars
adult
is
things.
trying to hire somebody.
I'm just saying.
You are so angry at
it's stupid.
Something that just doesn't involve you.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It does involve me because people think I'm like these nerdy millennials.
Why do you care what they think? You're always
I don't like being boxed in.
Yeah, I know, but you're not being boxed in if you don't care about what they think.
I am.
I'm using your words. I'm just helping you. I just feel like I need to be here for you right now. Because
hey, I'm great. I'm going to go see some awesome movies that are for adults. And this is why I actually don't have to deal with the baby thing anymore. I can't wait for you to have an opinion.
Okay.
What's next?
Oh, no, I was just saying, though, I was going to finish up with this Hero Sue's date. The fact that he's trying to sue her It says that he wants to sue his former movie companion for $17.31, presumably the price of the ticket in the Lyft ride home. You know what? I'm gonna start doing.
Which is not that much. I don't even think that's enough to sue for.
It's small claims court. That's a get rich quick scheme. Is a bunch of small claims in different courts.
But what do you think that because there is a limit. A lawsuit has to be a certain amount of money, and I know it's really small, but it has to be a certain amount of money for you to be able to sue for it.
I don't know.
I think it's $25. I don't know. I feel like I've learned that in a history
Do you think
class.
it increased it like with? You think that, or do you know that? Because I would wonder if he chose $17.31 and then legal fees can be reaccrued. So legal fees would add up to $25.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like tax.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It would also cost way more to hire a lawyer than to just be like, oh, chalk that date up as a loss. This guy just sounds like he's
a sore loser.
He's a very sore. Like, he didn't get laid. We get it. Like, just go
Guardians
home.
of the Galaxy, more like Guardian of his virginity. 37-year-old Vesmar.
We need to ban this guy's Twitter or Tinder account.
Yeah, but he's in Austin.
He's a
and
sore
it's gonna be
loser.
so hard to find him. Everyone has a Tinder account.
Yeah.
Those pansexual kids. Next.
But I get his what's it called? The sentiment of his petition. I get it.
Sometimes maybe that's what it's about, the sentiment.
The sentiment, yeah.
I'm all about sentiment.
I am too, especially when it's an animated movie that's voice casted by adults using children's voices.
Who's using children's voices?
Pixar!
They like every cartoon when you were a kid had adults and kids.
When
voices.
I was a what?
When you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Their cartoons aren't for kids. The cartoons aren't for adults. But like, there's an adult.
Cartoons are for kids. Cartoons are for
What about
kids.
The Simpsons?
Simpsons is for teenagers.
No, Simpsons for adults. It's the best.
That's kind of the problem.
It's the best. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's the problem. And by the way, when you do say that you can't wait till I have an opinion, I believe that The Simpsons is a wonderful television show, and I don't mind that other people can go ahead, salve their terrible lives with whatever, because they're wasting their lives doing something, and that's more room for me. There's just going to be there's more room at the top, and people stay down. But then when you're up top, you got to help people.
Your opinion is essentially
let
crabs in a bucket.
Let them do what they do.
I'm glad they like this dumb stuff, because that means I can like good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crabs in a bucket.
But you're not giving them an answer. You're not giving them a remedy. Go watch something. We said Fargo. I brought in Fargo. What else? What else would you say?
Silicon Valley.
Good. What else?
I don't know what the new Planet of the Apes. The War of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
New Alien.
It's PG-13. Alien. Good.
Movie looks dope.
Yeah.
This is adult sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
This is where people die. Stakes are real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's not other people have other things to worry about, rather than they just like want to watch a movie and just entertain themselves for an hour and a half, rather than get their cultural scope from.
I'm just saying. I think it's a little bigger than that. I think it is.
I mean, all media is propaganda. So
nobody in yours or my father's generation was 20-something years old getting excited about a superhero movie. None of them. I think
they were.
Absolutely none of them.
Let's think. My dad is currently 58, 57, 58. So that means 37 years ago. So that would be, let's say 37 years ago. So that would be 1980. My dad had just moved to the country. Mm-hmm. He was watching. I can't remember. I'm going to ask him, though. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to check in on that.
I know for a fact it wasn't for.
You know what movie my dad does
my
like,
dad.
though? The Intern. The one with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
He loved that one. He goes, you know what? It's stupid, but I like it.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Yeah.
You know what, Dad? You're right, because I watched it with him, and we had a real bonding moment. Because sometimes it's not about the movie. Sometimes it's about who you're watching it with.
But that's an adult movie. I mean, that one, of course, you're going to get along.
I think it's just for girls.
It's also.
It's
for
very
girls.
delicate.
It's also for girls.
It is so softly shot. It's almost like it's shot with fleece.
Mm-hmm.
It's so just so soft. You want to talk about Disney?
Go ahead.
A robotic Trump is causing a bunch of headaches for Disney. So they're talking about the Hall of Presidents, where animatronic presidents go to live and die in their legacy. Mm-hmm. So this comes by way of AV Club, and it was written by William Hughes, also known as Liam Hughes, suggesting that even that virtual Donald Trumps are generally more trouble than they're worth. Motherboard has reported this week. It had a report this week detailing all the headaches that America's 45th president is causing for the Imagineers at Disney's famed Hall of Presidents. The main trouble the hall is facing is a heightened version of the same political annoyances, the distractions faced, the version of the same political annoyances the attraction faces every 4 or 8 years. When the new White House resident, who most of America inevitably hates, is elected into office. So every 4 years, Disney has to be like, all right, let's figure out how we're going to make this palatable. And they basically, I'm just gonna summarize it. They asked for Donald Trump to do like voices for it, and he just hasn't responded yet. And they're like, well, we got to do it. We got to put Trump in here. And people are just like, we don't want to see Trump in there. And they're also like, but we kind of have to. So they're caught between a rock and a hard place, which again, between a rock and a hard place, Kuwait. I believe Kuwait is south of Iraq.
Is that what people are talking about when they say that?
Yeah.
Between a rock
See,
and a
when you're
hard
caught
place.
under Iran,
Kuwait.
when you're caught under Iran in a hard place, it's the border between Iran and Iraq. Also filled with rocks. So,
Afghanistan. That's a place.
rocks. We're gonna talk more about
Rocks. Rock country.
old rock country. So
Oh, sorry.
you're good. So it says, speaking with an anonymous source, Motherboard learned that Trump will absolutely appear in the hall. There are people at Disney who really aren't enthused about having Trump follow in the footsteps of President Clinton, Bush II, and Obama, all of whom recorded speeches for the show. The offer has officially been extended to the White House, but the Trump administration has yet to respond. The article suggests Disney is making the whole process slightly more inconvenient for the president than it needs to be, in hopes that getting Trump to drop out with no loss of face on either side. That is so passive-aggressive. The most depressing detail of the whole debacle, though, is only indirectly Trump's fault. Like so many Americans, the Hall of Presidents seems to have thoroughly accepted that Hillary Clinton would win the 2016 election, to the point where plans were already put into place that she was going to already be animatronic. Apparently they already picked a pantsuit for her.
Nice.
So that's pretty funny. Disney's Hall of Presidents. Do you think that Trump would be like one of those monuments of hatred and bigotry that the mayor of St.
Yeah.
New Orleans wants to?
Yeah. If they put this up and then he ends up doing something real bad in like 30 years, they're going to be like, you have to take that down. And people are going to be like, we can't take it down.
It's
Trump's part of our history.
And it's just
I think this is
the flat
actually
circle,
this
yeah.
is this is actually like super interesting
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it's the just like the biggest company in the world being like debating whether or not they want to make this part of history.
Well, they know they have to.
Right.
They know they have to. I bet they're waiting to see if he gets impeached. They're kind of hedging their bets.
Yeah.
That feels right.
It's really interesting that they're like, because good president, bad president, mediocre president. It's like there's no question that they're going to make a right. But when they say we're debating whether or not we want Disney wants to recognize Donald Trump as our president.
Well, again, I think that legally, now we're going to speak legally, I don't think they want to represent him, but they're also like, we're going to have to put him in. We've extended the invite. We're just hoping that he doesn't call back.
Well, it's nothing legally. They don't have to legally do it. They're a private company.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like in terms of like PR, in terms of like
Right.
like, hey, they can pass the blame. They can pass the buck up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty. It's kind of funny. Like I imagine, what would people do if they went to the Hall of Presidents and saw Trump, and like what's he doing in your mind? Do you think he's talking to Russia?
He's just eating a taco bowl.
He just like it's just him smiling.
Mm-hmm.
William Henry Harrison, president for only 9 days, is in the Hall of Presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's been president for over 100 days.
Yeah.
That's how they can come back.
How?
I don't know. They just said that William Henry Harrison was only president for 9 days. So, I mean, Trump was president, so he should probably be on there.
Right. Do they have all the presidents?
Yeah. I think
all
they
the
do.
presidents,
Yeah.
men?
They would have said otherwise. They would have specified. Tricky Dick Nixon, just not a crook. Lyndon Johnson, also known as Bryan Cranston.
What if it was just a robot of Bryan Cranston?
I want it.
That'd be funny.
I want it in my house.
That movie was really good. I really like that movie.
It was really good.
What was it called?
All the Way?
All the Way. Yeah.
It was really good. So, yeah, Disney. We'll find out in the coming weeks if Trump is going to be in the Hall of Presidents.
They kind of have to do it, right?
They're going to have to make mention of him. But they're going to have to...
Well, no, I'm talking about putting... because it still is this
Yeah.
thing of, are they or are they not going to put in this robot? They kind of have to, right?
They have to. They said that they absolutely will at the top of the thing. They absolutely will. But they're making it more inconvenient so that maybe they can have a little bit of wiggle room in terms of how they... Maybe they're just going to put a picture of him, or maybe they'll put a muzzle on him, or maybe they'll put him...
Put a muzzle on him?
Or maybe they'll put him in like a prisoner outfit, like an orange prisoner outfit.
No.
Which
would be hilarious,
Which
but
weirdly
they're not.
matches his skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe he like won't talk because he's like taking a vow of silence, because it was not a prison costume. He found a Buddhist lord and now he's a monk and he took a vow of silence.
Oh, Oh.
See, that's what Imagineers do. They come up with workarounds.
Oh.
Cool.
I get it.
What else we got, Matt?
You tell me.
Is there anything you want to talk about? You want to talk about The Rock running for president? I want to know your opinion on that.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it
sucks.
a lot.
It really, really sucks. It sucks that this is an option now.
Yeah. So I'm going to tee it up. Can I do that?
Yeah.
On SNL this week, in the finale, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, former pro wrestler, current Instagram workout inspiration coach, and now throwing in his candidacy for the presidential election, announced that he wanted to run for president on SNL, and his running mate would be Tom Hanks. Both of whom...
Did he say that? Did he say
Tom Hanks was there, yeah.
No, but is that like official? Like he said, like my running mate will be Tom Hanks.
I don't know. I mean, it could be a bit. And here's the problem.
I think it was because it was the 5-timer club, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing about SNL this year. Record-breaking season for me. I
Huge.
feel like
They're huge.
Huge numbers. Record-breaking season for me. I feel like was one of the ones that I didn't like so much because of Alec Baldwin's Trump character. I felt like he was too distracting, even though Melissa McCarthy was incredible. I'm glad that they put her on as many times as they did, but they used Trump too much, and him doing it. Like it just became the Donald Trump show featuring a bunch of white people and Melissa Villaseñor, the new Latin cast member. It just felt really weird, and the fact that last week Melissa McCarthy got her 5-timers jacket. And then Alec Baldwin's been on every episode with his 5-timers jacket, and then the next week they give it to The Rock, and then also they bring on another 5-timers. I'm like, you guys are really just taking a victory lap around this, and that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like the Democrats this next election are they have a Hollywood problem. They're like, oh, Trump did it, so now everyone can do it. Like what is The Rock now?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we'll see whether or not he actually applies. I don't know what you do. Let's see if he actually runs for office in 3 years. But that's not even it's already bad that it's just culturally acceptable for somebody to do this. It's not even about whether or not he runs. It's again the sentiment. He can win.
It's about
it's the fact that it's like, oh, this is something we can do now because of Donald Trump. We can just let people win a popularity contest.
That's the wrong way to go about it. You're correct.
And it just sucks because these people that are supporting Dwayne running for president are the same people that clearly didn't know enough about politics to know you had to vote to get Hillary into office.
And there's your polls that Dwayne Johnson is. I'm calling Dwayne Johnson because like if he's a serious candidate, it might as well be on the record. President The Rock Obama.
It's the exact same people, and they think that they're getting back. They're getting back at the flyover states by electing The Rock.
I don't know,
which is funny because the flyover states are the ones that made The Rock popular on WWE.
No, I think The Rock's publicist made him popular, honestly, because he transcended wrestling in a very good way.
Right.
He really did.
But he still goes back. He still does WWE stuff.
Yeah, he does, and so does Donald Trump.
That would be awesome.
Well,
if he kept doing appearances, Donald Trump as president,
he keeps using Twitter. Why not let him use it? Like I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I wouldn't support him, and I guarantee you wouldn't vote for him for Johnson, because the last Johnson we had couldn't get us out of Vietnam. No, I just don't get it. Why we feel like it becomes this arbitrary position, which it absolutely is.
But that's exactly.
But we're putting so much weight on it. It's like, I don't know. It's a loss of all issues. Issues are gone, and it just become this thing where. And I don't even like The Rock doesn't really stand for anything, and that's kind of the problem. Everyone likes him, and like if everyone likes you, you're kind of doing the wrong thing.
It's the both the Donald Trump and the Dwayne thing is. It's a symptom of a very, very large, very privileged group of people, Americans, that don't feel like politics really affects them, so they don't understand that doing things like this is a very bad idea. The kind of people that would support Dwayne Johnson even saying that he wants to run for president, having no political background, having no political expertise, and not even having platforms, saying that that's okay is clearly a symptom of this group of people thinking, well, politics doesn't affect me anyway, so I'll just The Rock can be president.
Well, no,
wait.
But again, I don't want to. I want to steer clear of of naysaying, and rather than maybe guide to another, maybe reframe the thought process behind electing The Rock or being behind The Rock. It's easy to disengage. It's easy to normalize the stuff that's going on politically because everything is breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
It's always breaking news. Everything is wrong, and we get it. Legally, it's got to work itself out. It's got to figure itself out. But if your girlfriend cheats on you and she's staying at your house, don't burn down your house because you're only hurting yourself. It doesn't work. Instead, create a platform, create a paradigm. Say, hey, are you disenchanted by this? What can we do? What can fix it? What do you need, Americans? And then offer up solutions. But instead of The Rock saying the only thing that he really knows is that he supports the troops. I mean, do you know who says they support the troops? Anyone in the USO.
Yeah, literally everybody that runs for president.
For president
is like, I support troops. Who doesn't?
Go in on a hard stance. That's why I appreciate Ron Paul. That's even why that's one of the reasons I didn't like Donald Trump, because he didn't stand for anything other than the fact that he stood for everything that the other people weren't. Like, that's not politics. That's not diplomacy. If you want to make America great again, bring in someone who has a thought and then engage in discourse and move the needle back and forth, slowly, back and forth, and just know that you're not going to get everything that you want right away. So I hate that The Rock is going to be is running for president. I hate this whole narrative, this whole paradigm. But I wanted to suggest bone up on an issue, pick 3 issues, and then figure out what to do about them. Boom, there you go.
It's a great remedy. This is a great remedy to why Donald Trump's actually a bad idea, is to just get another celebrity to win the popularity contest.
Well, then let's not use a celebrity.
It's phenomenal.
Then let's figure things out as a team. Let me know what I got to do. If it's a good idea, tell me what you think. If it's a bad idea, tell me what you think. Facebook.com/5051radio.
Casey?
Matt, you got one more?
What's next?
Let's do. Can you teach me something?
Sure.
Teach me about Lavar Ball. This is a funny story that I feel like I know the tent poles, but I don't know the details, and I feel like you would know about this. And there was a recent update, and that's why I brought this story in.
Lavar Ball is he's the CEO of Big Baller Brand. Lavar Ball has 3 sons that are all phenomenal at basketball. They're all on different levels. His oldest son, Lonzo Ball, is in the NBA draft this year. He played for UCLA. He is a phenomenal basketball player. The middle son, LaMelo Ball, is in high school, and he's that kid. There were a bunch of stories coming out about him during the basketball season about how he was averaging like 100 points a game in high school basketball. And then he has a younger son, and I don't know his name. But this is like
his middle son's in high school, so his younger son's probably in middle school then, or something like that.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't know about LaVar Ball, like the best comparison is like Joe Jackson and the Jackson family. Like, he's this guy that has these extremely talented children, and he puts himself in front of the kids, and he's basically getting popularity off of having very popular or very, very athletic kids. And he takes the light away from his kids. He's a very opinionated guy. He said that he would take Jordan one-on-one in Jordan's prime, even if it was LeBar. He said, today I would take Jordan one-on-one.
I heard that.
In basketball, and I would beat him. And he goes on First Take. He goes on these sports shows, and he talks to people, and he just says outrageous things. Yeah. When that was so bad. That pissed me off. That made me really uncomfortable.
Can we tell? I don't know what her name is, but she seems like she has
Kristen something.
She has a really. I think I like the way she speaks. I don't know. She's very she's kind of just like. I really like her, and Colin Cowherd's all right. I like when he yells. Not that I don't always agree with him, but I do like when he yells. I think he's got a nice tone to his voice. But LaVar was sitting on the show.
Yeah, Kristen Leahy, I think is how you say her last name.
Kristen Leahy. She was. He was sitting on the show, and he was like, "Can you explain it?"
He was talking to Kristen. Has been a really big opponent of, like, she's just said on the Herd. Colin's radio show, she's always been like, this is really bad. Like, I don't like LaVar Ball. I think that he's bad for his kids. He's bad for culture. He's bad for basketball. And then they had LaVar Ball on talking to Colin Cowherd, and every time she would try to ask a question or say something, LaVar would shut her down and be like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Colin.
He said he was scared of her.
Yeah,
even went to say, he's like, no, because I'm scared of you. I don't talk to you. Your words are just going over my head.
Yeah. But he kept like nagging her and like putting her down and like saying like I ain't talking to you. This isn't your show. I'm talking to Colin.
I won't even look that way. I won't even look that way.
Yeah, he wouldn't even look her way. Every time she would ask a question, he would be like, I'm not answering questions unless Colin asks me. So ask Colin to ask me.
Well, she was asking a question about whether or not his Big Baller brand, he would be willing to do what Under Armour and Nike have done and create a woman's line of clothing, which is a very benign question. Asking a general good PR question about your brand, saying, would you be willing to open up your brand to another tier of consumers who have disposable income? He said, no, because it's not for women. And she goes, wait, what?
Yeah.
And he just shut her down. And what's the thing about his shoes? That's something I want to get to, too.
The shoes for his son, Lonzo, are like they just came out with a shoe line for Lonzo, and I think they premiered at like $400. This kid's never stepped foot on an NBA court. The draft hasn't even happened yet. He lost in that Elite Eight. He's going to go top 3, no question. But
where do you think he's going to go?
Like he's in the Lakers. And like they make them really, really expensive because he thinks that he said like Gucci or he said Gucci sells flip-flops for $400. My son can, and he's like, yeah, because Gucci is extremely successful. It's one of the biggest brands in the world. Your son's never been on court.
They also make clothes for women.
And the shoes are hideous. I mean,
they're
second
bad.
of all.
They're bad shoes.
And it's kind of one of these things where it's like, is this arrogance? Is this okay? And then, of course, the whole opinion cycle, the whole news cycle of when this came out on ESPN was you essentially, they would break it down as you either are financially sound in your argument if you say it's a bad thing, or you are racist if you don't want to see black success.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, come on, guys.
Well, I mean, it was terribly framed, and that's why I'm having trouble figuring it out. Because it seems so absurd.
Like on the episode of Sports Nation that I watched that day, Marcellus Wiley, who's always been one of the pundits on Sports Nation, was telling the white guy that was on the show. He was like, if you want to make his money, make his money. If you want to make money, just make your money. And it's like, dude. The first pair of Jordans came out and were like $80, and that was when Jordan just got done getting a ring. And this kid's never stepped foot on court, and his shoes are $400, and nobody's going to want to buy them. And this is actually the opposite of making success. This is a bad business move.
This is
and
the
people are
problem
like,
that I have.
if you want to make him money, he can make it however he wants.
This is the problem I have. It's like when you're new to school. You're a new kid in school, right? You're going to go in there. What are you going to do? You're going to flick off all the cool kids,
right?
So maybe the cool kids are a small group of people, and there's a lot more students, and then they can hate them. But it's just like poorly executed. It's like, be humble.
Sit down.
Like
Kendrick Lamar told us.
You know, and the fact that he's going in and alienating his base, it's what Kanye has done with his clothing line. He used to rally for artists to have good streaming rights, and now he's rallying against Grammy artists being taken care of more effectively. It's almost like getting too big for your britches and losing perspective.
Yeah. But
so
the main thing that makes it even worse, and the main thing that you can't really, the problem with this is that people get away from the original point when they start having these conversations about LaVar, is that what he's doing is extremely egregious, and he's actually hurting his children and their chances of success and their chances of being successful basketball players. He's taking the spotlight away from his actual successful and actual talented kids, and it's really gross. It's what LaVar Ball is doing is bad.
I don't think that's a hot take, though.
But people, no, I don't. I'm not making it. People believe that.
I just want to make sure that we're both on the same page, because he's a terrible dude.
But the problem is that people look at this, and he's really, really good for sports media because he's a very extroverted guy. He's very animated. He says stupid things that people can talk about all day.
And in a time when ESPN is struggling and firing all of its pundits for having original statements, they now have this guy who's going to do the work for them. For free publicity.
Right.
So it's just like it's wrong on the media's part, and it's wrong on everyone covering it. If we don't give the guy attention, we won't have to know about him. He's just been taking over the news cycle on a lot of websites, and so I'm like, why doesn't it make sense? And I realized it's because it's built on sand. It's a house built on absurdity.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't make sense. But
that being said,
the Nature Boy himself started to chime in.
This story comes by way of BleacherReport.com. It's written by Mike Chiari. Ric Flair says LaVar Ball is only undefeated because he, quote, hasn't run into me. Ric Flair.
Woo!
WWE Hall of Famer Nature Boy Ric Flair had some choice words for LeVar Ball while appearing on NFL Network's Good Morning Football on Tuesday.
By the way, why do they have Ric Flair on Good Morning? Why do they have it there?
Who knows? According to Brian Campbell of CBSSports.com, Flair laid down the gauntlet with regard to Ball. Quote, "Do you want me to bring up LeVar Ball? That's too easy, man. A lot of ammunition there, huh?" He told ESPN Stephen A. Smith,
Close personal friends with the Nature Boy, by the way.
He said, "I'm undefeated. That's only because he hasn't run into me." Woo. He wouldn't even say that to me, end quote. The 16-time world champion also chastised Ball for how his actions impact his son, 2017 NBA draft prospect Lonzo Ball. That kid, Lonzo Ball, is absolutely phenomenal. To me, he's putting him in a very uncomfortable position. Now, I've lived vicariously through my daughter, WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, a few times. I'm guilty of it. But come on. I think he puts him in a very difficult position with a lot of pressure on him, end quote.
That's got to, like, really kill your vibe. I mean, we saw what happened with Michael.
That's also just, like, really good advice from the
Ric
nature
Flair.
Man, Ric Flair.
The nature boy.
Yeah.
The nature man, Ric Flair.
It's just,
You're
like,
right.
good insight.
For a man that used to wear feather boas and
yeah.
slap men on the chest with his back of his hand, he's really killing
This
it.
guy's got good fatherly advice. Who knew?
He's a good dude. I have always liked
But
Ric
I think
Flair.
we always knew Ric Flair's a better father than Hulk Hogan.
I mean, look at Brooke. I mean, Hogan does know best, but which one is it?
Right.
Trick question. It's the dog. The story's about the dog. Didn't know that.
Hogan knows best.
We saw Brooke Hogan in town. We talked about that before in here.
Yeah, with Jay Cutler.
Jay
Cutler was
she was there
smoking
with
a
Kristen
cigarette.
Cavalieri and Jay Cutler.
That's come up again
smoking
recently
cigarettes.
because Jay Cutler retired from the NFL and he's going to become a commentator. And people, I've seen it come back up in the news cycle on ESPN that Jay Cutler smoked cigarettes.
I didn't know they allowed smoking in the studios.
Right. I'm glad that came back up because that's one of my favorite things to bring up, that Jay Cutler smoked cigarettes while playing NFL football.
You want to pitch a show to him? I have an idea. We do a show. It's like a late night show with old cameras, like an old filter on it, and it's called "Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em." And it's it's just Jay Cutler like starts off really clean cut, and as he starts to like see things he doesn't like, he starts to like just loosen his tie and get disheveled, and he's just like, "This is."
And he gets drunker.
This is
and
the end of
drunker.
times. It's the war. This is the worst thing. You know, like he just loses it. We'll call it. You know, that might not be a bad idea.
I think
"Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em" with Jay Cutler.
I think it's a great idea. Or we do like a drunk history type show where we just get Jay Cutler really drunk and he's smoking cigarettes and he talks about his NFL stories, which mostly come from the bench. But I think that would be fun.
That would be fun. We call it I don't know, clenching. No, I don't know. I was just trying to find a bench rhyme, but it didn't work. But yeah, but Lonzo Ball getting advice from Ric Flair.
LeVar Ball.
Oh,
LeVar
sorry,
Ball.
LeVar Ball getting advice on Lonzo Ball from the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And you know what? Pretty sound advice. I feel like these.
I think so. I think this is the last place we thought we would get good fatherly advice, but you know, you get it where you get it. You know.
You know, the WWE seems to be really stepping up with some really like nice gentlemen. Now this might not be an original take. I don't know, but like in the '80s, what was the show with Michael J. Fox? He was
Doogie Howser.
No, that was Neil Patrick Harris. It was a show where he played Alex P. Keaton. He played Alex P.
Back
Keaton
to the Future
on I can't remember the show. If anyone knows, let me know. But he played Alex P. Keaton, who was his parents were kind of hippies, and he was like this kind of conservative, smooth, quick talking like kid. Teenager who's like, my parents are liberal and I don't get it, but they don't do anything. I don't take responsibility for stuff. And now he's taking responsibility for things. I feel like the fandom of the WWE is kind of looked, and the WWE is, with their brilliant writing, decided, you know what? We're going to make a bunch of Alex P. Keatons now. We're going to send our disciples out into the world and just evangelize, good stories of good work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never thought of that before. So maybe I'll flesh that out in the coming days. So we got that. Ric Flair. Awesome.
What's next?
Family Ties. Do you want to talk about Hot Topic?
Let's do it.
Can you tee this one up? You brought this one in.
This one comes by way of avclub.com. It was written by Clayton Perdome. Here's how the term quote-unquote Goths went from ancient barbarian invaders to sad teens. Now, if there's anything I barely know about, it's being a Goth. Were you a Goth?
No.
Casey?
I shut the hot topic,
Were you
though.
close? I felt like I was pretty close.
No, I wasn't. I would never say I was a goth.
I just couldn't get away with the makeup.
I mean, well, it depends. Goth and emo. What do you mean? Like goth? Are you talking
I think
like
they're
Jack
kind of the
Skellington
same.
belt
I think they're the
buckles?
same thing.
I don't think so.
Goth and emo.
I think they're different things. I want to, at least for the sake of this argument, I want to say that we were probably hedging on emo kids. If that
like
that,
you and your
that,
friends.
that vapid statement. Because like, listening to Taking Back Sunday and like Hawthorne Heights and stuff, I feel like that would qualify as like more emo or more like punk or just being a teenager.
And then goth is like My Chemical Romance and like Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, and like huge jeans and like maybe like a like for death a lot.
When I was in high school, somebody
Smelled like cigarettes.
My youth pastor thought he was being real cute, and he told us this story about this
Coach Butzer.
this kid that was like getting made fun of at church, and like he got bullied his entire life through church, and like his parents didn't like him, and they forced him to go to church, and they'd beat him if he didn't go to church. And then that kid grew up to be Marilyn Manson. I was like, was that supposed to help the church
that guy's
argument?
awesome.
Like, was that like, yeah, that's like one of the most famous people. Like when he was telling me this, he was like super famous, and it was like, why did you just tell us that?
Yeah, like he's
You
one of
just
the most.
told- you just
like
told
the
us
kind,
that-
understanding,
Yeah.
like thoughtful pen.
That's like going to a Catholic school and being like, hey guys, these dudes could touch you, but Jesus loves you.
Can we do a little math right now? A little like kind of like associative math. If in Mike Birbiglia's special, Thank God for Jokes, he made a joke about how Bernie Sanders is actually Jesus Christ because he's Jewish. He talks about giving things to the rich and give it to the poor. If Marilyn Manson voted for Bernie Sanders, does that make him a disciple by proxy, and therefore does that make that argument worse?
The next coming of Jesus Christ?
No, I'm just saying like I'm trying to retroactively like deflate his argument because that's pretty terrible.
Well, Marilyn Manson is my own personal Jesus.
You
know?
think so?
Yeah, and sometimes, like I think about him because I just have to like reach out and touch faith, like every once in a while. And
I don't know where you're going with this one. But
that's a Marilyn Manson song. His song, Your Own. Is that Marilyn Manson? Personal.
Oh, I didn't know those are the lyrics.
Jesus, someone to hear your prayers.
Is that the Beautiful
or
People?
Someone who cares. Reach out and touch faith.
That's not Marilyn Manson.
That's not Marilyn Manson.
That is not.
He did a version of that song.
He probably
that was my
did.
first. That was my first exposure to Marilyn Manson. Was that music video?
I'm finding out who wrote that song. Reach out and touch me.
Reach out and touch faith.
Reach out and touch faith. Okay. See,
Anyway.
I'm terrible with lyrics. You know that.
Goths are pretty much gone, right? There's not in high schools now. There's not goth kids, are there?
Oh, it's Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode.
Yep. So Sherry, she got married last 2 weeks ago. Sherry would consider herself still kind of a goth, and she's like the night.
No, but I'm saying like there's not like high school goth kids anymore, are there?
I'm not really in touch with the high school culture because I'm not allowed within 200 feet of a high school.
Oh,
No, that's because I can't drive under. I can't drive as slow as the crossing guards want me to drive, so I just avoid them.
I don't think there are. But so like, what was it? Why were like 90s to early 2000s kids? Why were we goths?
Part of the aesthetic, I would guess.
Let's break it down.
Okay.
Definitely sad, but that's a sad generation right there.
I think it's a sad, maybe a misunderstood, like a sad with a heavy dose of misunderstood.
That was like our punk rock, because punk rock was even a little old when I was in high school.
No, there were punk kids who were like still like misfits and stuff that were like they had like stuff in there. There we go. We're getting a call. People had like safety pins in their clothes, and they would have like the dark pants. But the problem is they shopped at Hot Topic, the goth kids. So I felt like it was manufactured commercially. I don't know. I'm gonna put it out to you guys. We're getting a caller. I'm sure that someone has an opinion on goths because this is Murfreesboro after all. But we found this article. Matt posted it up on here.
Yeah.
He said that where does it say? So they how the term goths went from ancient barbarian invaders to sad teens. And there was a video from TED Ed video series, and they're just talking about how it was a subgenre of music, inspired by the Doors and Velvet Underground, and it was played by Joy Division and The Cure. I think it's just like teenagers just decided to appropriate something.
What's up, buddy? Yeah.
Just like the way that maybe, let's say, sad conservatives want to appropriate Reagan or Nixon as their culture, or misanthropic youth want to adopt black culture as their thing. I feel like that's where goths came from. Who do we got on the phone, Matt?
We've got Thomas from Dead Air.
Hey, Thomas!
He wanted to help us with this.
Thank you. If anyone knows anything about it, it's Thomas.
What's up, guys?
What's up,
What's
buddy?
up, man? Let's go. What do we got? Give us everything you got.
I just wanted to point out that for those that are interested, there's a fairly active happening, if you can use that to describe a goth scene.
Feels pretty hip.
You know, I mean, yeah, it goes on up in Nashville still. You know, they've got monthly meetups and things like that over at East Room.
Yeah.
So they're still around. But one thing I will say, I don't know how much of it is like, you know, are these like active goths that are currently like deep in it, or are they like sort of, you know, new kids that are younger kids that are doing it ironically, or are they like old people like trying to reconnect?
Reclaim
I've been.
That's my question. Is like, is this goth scene in Nashville like, are they older? Are they like kids that were goths in high school and still want to be, or are they actual high school kids?
Well, there is the place next door to the East Room. That is the death guy. He has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like it makes sense and as a good motif or a good area for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas, were you a goth kid?
Guys, I was not. I was always more of the punk rock kid.
Yeah.
So
still a punk rock kid.
Still am. As much as you can be in your 30s.
Right. Right.
I took, you know, at 25, you get your retirement package from the Bureau of Punks Affairs.
Yeah.
You know, you get your collection of Fugazi records and your Discogs account, and you're told to hit the road.
You trade in your safety pins for a
call coming in.
Oh, you're good, buddy. Well, thank you for calling in. Thanks for listening. We love you.
Keep it real, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Later, Gator. Do you think you have to trade in your safety pins for like an AARP pin?
You do, yeah. You trade in your pins, and they give you the sides of your hair back. So your mohawk grows
I wonder
back.
if Suicide Girls are the new incarnation.
The Suicide Girls, though, are like they're not 14.
They're they're older. But I mean, they're adults. But I feel like as the natural evolution of the base, maybe they decided that pinup girls and Sailor Jerry tattoos were more appealing than the, let's say, Tim Burton category of movies. And maybe like Invader Zim was racist at one point. I don't know. Maybe it was, but no one's talking about it anymore.
I think it was. He had a weird accent. Didn't he have like a borderline Spanish accent?
Man, I don't know. That was a weird show.
What was his accent? I'm trying to remember. But I remember, well, Cartoon Network for people our age was real weird.
That was Nickelodeon. Invader Zim.
Well, all the cartoons were real weird.
Yeah.
Courage the Cowardly Dog should not have been shown to kids. Eddie Bravo was sexist. Super sexist.
Yeah, but you know what? He never won, and that's okay. It showed that you can't be you can catcall. It's just not going to work.
Yeah. Even I was watching
good propaganda. Cartoon Network.
I was watching with my nephew the other day. We were watching Rugrats. And Rugrats was weird. I never knew how weird it was, but it was really weird.
I still feel uncomfortable. I actually felt uncomfortable watching iCarly because I felt like it was a little bit like
that one's weird too. Gibby was like he's always taking his shirt off and being all sexual.
Yeah, it's the guy. Well, you know the guy that put together those shows. I can't remember his name.
I know he's
the chubby guy who always makes a.
He got like a molestation case against him. Didn't he?
That's like the big talk is that he could be like influencing his stars. Like I think there's a rumor that Jamie Lynn Spears' kid is his kid.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. He was a big because he also ran like All That, didn't he? Like a lot of those really popular Nickelodeon live action shows.
Yeah.
Drake and Josh. Like I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
I can't. I used to be Dan Snyder.
Dan Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah, and he like wanted to take his shirt off sometimes too. And I think Amanda, he did the Amanda Bynes show, and we saw how she turned out.
I think that's what's wrong with millennials is we were given some bad stuff when we were kids.
Yeah, it's like leaving your kids. It's like letting your kids go to like children's church during church, but like it was just being like taught by a woman named Carol.
Yeah,
and like you know Carol. Carol always brings dip to the party, but like you don't know that Carol is like super pro-Israel,
right?
And also like. Also is very racist and will just loosely use the N-word, but like she thinks it's fine because no one's checked her.
She also hates gays.
Because she's around children. So you're letting your kids into this room with this woman, a wolf dressed in sheep clothing. Dan Snyder, wolf dressed in fat man's clothing.
The only one that I feel like defending is Hey Arnold. I think Hey Arnold is pretty dope.
It was a good show.
really introduced a generation to jazz that never would have gotten it otherwise.
It introduced me to Randy Travis.
Yeah.
The episode of Mr. Win.
Yeah.
You could buy me a diamond-plated pearl. You could
But
send me
there
all
were
the
other,
riches in
there
the
were
world.
other, like Ed, Edd n Eddy was not good. It was
No.
not like it wasn't good.
Where were their parents?
It wasn't helpful. It was not.
No, I didn't
it was
learn.
not
I didn't get it.
helpful.
No, I didn't get it. It wasn't enriched.
Nowadays, all the cartoons have some sort of learning in it.
Yeah.
Like every single one of
Adventure Time is mathematical.
them. Well, Adventure Time's made for adults.
Yeah, it's great.
The adults.
I like it.
They
I enjoy it.
like, but when we were kids, they were like almost on purpose bad for kids.
Like Ren and
It's like
Stimpy.
junk food. It was like junk food
It
on
was
TV.
junk food, yeah.
You know, like it was like Ren and Stimpy was horrible. Ren and Stimpy was actually like very, very bad.
That's a hot take for us to say to people, but there were people I know that just got very pissed off. And I don't
Ren and
get
Stimpy
it.
was
I don't get Ren and Stimpy.
was poisonous for a child's mind.
Yeah.
There was an episode I remember watching. I remember this moment.
I think we
seeing
talked
this
about it
episode
during
of
the
Ren and
show. I
Stimpy
think I remember
where he
it.
shaves his pubes.
Yeah.
Where when Stimpy or the little one shaves his pubes, and there was like that girl that was always topless, and that's why she was always drawn from the boobs down, but she was never wearing a shirt, and like they were like super sexual.
Well, maybe like
and he was like always pulling out his penis.
Are we being prudes though? Are we being Alex P. Keaton right now?
No, you should not let kids see stuff like that.
I don't know.
Not in a cartoon. I mean, if you want to teach your kids sex ed, do it. But
Yeah.
there shouldn't be cartoons of little naked mole rats shaving their pubes on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I know. I would agree with that. I was just being contrarian.
It's
just
crazy.
just to see how it felt.
Every
No, I
time
still don't like Ren and Stimpy.
Every time I go back and think about this stuff, I'm like, I cannot believe
Yeah.
that we were allowed to watch this stuff.
You remember?
Not allowed, but like encouraged.
Well, it was also goofy stuff, and then everyone kind of got serious. So I think in context, during the time, it maybe wasn't so bad. Because
Yeah.
if it was that bad, I think it would have been taken off the air. So there's a reason it didn't get taken off the air. But like right now,
I think they cared less. I think our parents cared less than these new parents.
Yeah, are you kidding me? New parents, mom, dad, I want
Think
a
about-
fidget.
think about
what
junk
color
food and
fidget do
diets.
you want? Junk food and diets. Helicopter parents, drone parents. Let's
Not
update.
cared less in a bad way. Cared less in a figure yourself out instead
Triggered.
of being coddled. See?
You missed it on the show yesterday. Casey acquired a fidget on accident at the bar the other day. So now I'm triggered.
You're triggered.
This thing's
It don't-
so
it don't
it's
stop.
Still stupid.
Don't stop.
It is still so
It don't
stupid.
stop. That's a ball bearing. This is about as close as many millennials get to ball bearings.
That's true. That's true. Because they don't drive cars. They take Lyft. Because they deleted Uber. They're on Snapchat, on change.orging things.
But
But
back to the original point, Goths.
Goths.
That is a weird little. That was a very weird click. That was a very weird flash in the pan for American culture.
It's a lot. I think it was very stepdad culture.
Yes, goth kid. Every goth kid had a stepdad. Is that what you're saying? I can get behind that 100%.
Like meals consisted of 3 pizzas a day.
Yeah,
Hot Pockets.
watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh.
In your basement?
Yeah,
Cereal, like warm cereal that you just kind of eat with your shoes off on a weird couch
a
in the
lot
basement.
of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
A lot of you played Final Fantasy.
Well, see, I don't know if it was the Dragon Ball Z so much because it was a lot of like I feel a lot of stuff, and I know that, and I don't want to misrepresent it because I feel like that's somebody's identity that they were a kid. They're like, it was all fun and games. I didn't know what I was talking about.
but-
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to misrepresent.
You seen those? You seen those Black Twitter videos where they
Where
take
they're
the goth
dancing?
kids dancing and put rap music on it?
I love it.
It's hilarious.
I think it's the funniest.
Absolutely hilarious.
All those videos make me laugh.
Goth kids are weird.
They dub it to anything. If Young Metro don't trust
Not
you,
bad weird. I just want you to know that you're weird. I think it's okay. I'm
We
kinda,
like that you're weird.
I'm kind of celebrating the goth for the first time in my life because I used to make fun of. There were a couple goth kids where I went to high school. I used to make fun of them a lot, and I think I want to apologize without remembering their names because you were really weird, but like it was super unique. You know,
they were shooting their shot.
they were
Not
shooting
in
their
gym
shot
class because they got an
real
exemption.
early, real early. They were shooting their shot before we knew how to shoot a shot.
Yeah, can't play basketball in steel-toe boots.
Right. I was thinking before puberty because you can't shoot a shot before you hit puberty.
Well, you should get your shots before puberty because otherwise you're going to get retrograde autism.
Yeah, it's a good point. Goth kids, though, you're a little weird. You're weird. And if you're
every kid sucks, man. Do you remember how being a kid sucked?
you're like 25 and you're still wearing like,
Well,
like
when's the last
studded
time you
chokers.
saw 'em?
I know. I will
When
not
is the
name.
last time
I
you saw
will
'em?
not name, but there are people in the comedy scene that are that way.
Okay, that's fine. So you know some, and
I do.
Who's in the comedy scene?
And Thomas is
Weirdos.
even Thomas was saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're weirdos.
I just feel like I feel like we're really coming down on a small group of people.
They're just.
I don't know. It's a
they were
subculture.
weird.
It's something. People do weird stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Hey, we weren't any better.
I like it. I wasn't.
Me and my friends, we were not any better. That's not. I'm not saying there's a scale.
You were hot though, because dude was humping the ground.
Dude was on the ground, staring me in the eyes while he was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about because
last week.
I asked you about what were you and your friends goth, and you were like goth or emo. There's a difference. I agree.
There was a difference.
Punk is also different. There's those three. These are just white kid cliques, is what we're going over.
It was just kids that like had feelings and we didn't know how to express them.
Right. Me and my friends, we were somewhere right in between emo and punk, and I can only say that we thought that we were our generation's jackass, is what I would say we were. We didn't really care about music. So we didn't really listen to punk music, but we just really wanted to be stupid with our shirts off. Like we really wanted to do dumb stuff and live that punk rock culture without actually being punk rock.
Now, Matt, have you ever seen this website, yourscenesucks.com?
No.
I'm going to show you right now. And if anyone's listening, go to yourscenesucks.com. It is awesome. It has a breakdown of all different kinds of scenesters, like from the music scene. Mm-hmm. So we can find anything we want. So let's look at this one. This one looks like it's this is a post rocker, and it has a picture. It's like an animated picture. There's the pop punk dork or popcore dork, and there's somewhere in here is a goth. There's a cyber goth. See, there's just different kinds of goths. People that just identify with weird things. I don't know. It's not our bag, but you know
they're
what?
all weirdos.
But if your friends like weird things and your friends like weird things, you get around it.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time,
you're weird. You have to take both.
You know what? I'm gonna take a shot at one kind of goth because I know that you're I'm gonna call them corporate goths, and more importantly, I'm gonna call more importantly, if you bought all of your whatever was cool from Hot Topic because it was edgy,
cool.
It was in the mall.
Goth,
it was in the mall. So if you have a Jack Skellington like beanie and a matching belt buckle, like you're just merchandising for Tim Burton. That's really all you're doing.
Well,
so right there, that's my problem. Is you're brand whore.
The problem though is that the corporate goths are the ones that are still culturally acceptable because those are the ones that were like big Tim Burton fans, like big Beetlejuice, big Jack Skellington people. Those are the goths that still get to be here. You know what I mean? Like the other goths.
Well, because Tim Burton's still doing his dumb thing.
Yeah, exactly. That like they're still being culturally represented.
Yeah. So if him was still together and like CKY were still together and they weren't breaking up this year,
right?
Then those kids.
Or if concussions weren't real.
Yeah.
It's really big pharma that brought down Jackass.
I feel like
CTEs. Will Smith just brought down
the whole idea of CKE or CKY is the reason behind CTE because you ever see Bam Margera just.
Yeah. It's not. It can't be good for you. It can't be good for you.
Neither can doing the amount of drugs that him and Steve-O did.
I really wanted to be one of those dudes when I was in high school. Like really.
But your
bad.
parents loved you entirely
really
too
bad.
much.
Yeah, I had too much support. But those dudes were my rock stars. I didn't really care about like celebrity in high school except for like Bam Margera and Steve-O and Knoxville and Ryan Dunn, still my favorite of all of them. And Chris Pontius, like those dudes were the dudes to me.
Those were cool.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
And now I look back at that and I was like, oh, I was white trash. That's why.
Yeah. See, how old were you when you were watching them?
I was in high school, like middle school and high school.
When I was in high school, my gods were like Jon Stewart and like Stephen Colbert and like the political guys. Like I just liked them, but I also like was a music guy. Like I was considering myself emo.
So you're like you put the two together and you listen to Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Big Rage. I was never a big Rage Against the Machine fan.
Me neither.
I feel like they were a little bit too political for my.
I like that Guitar Hero song.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Bulls on Parade.
Bulls on Parade.
Benu, benu, benu. But yeah, so that's who I was in high school. I was just kind of like I kept to myself, and I was kind of weird.
That was also that was like the smooth transition for me was like Jackass, and then now being someone that almost exclusively listens to rap. Odd Future was that bridge point. It was that gradient because they were like both, you know.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah.
Actually, I do think that Loiter Squad didn't get their fair shake. They got appropriated by millennials too quick.
Well, it's because the music's bad.
Yeah,
it's a pretty interesting and funny culture.
The white kids that got into it are now into fidgets, and because their hoverboard just caught on fire, and they Snapchatted it to all their friends in their safe space.
He said it, not me.
I said it.
This culturalist over here.
Hey, at least I'm not anti-culture. Alex Jones hates yogurt.
He does hate yogurt.
True. Matt, you want to call that the show?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to do?
We can do that.
We want to do the hot takes?
Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left, but
We've got Google.
we only have. I don't.
No,
really
I don't
wanna
think
do
we
the
have
hot
any
takes.
today.
We don't have. This one's fun. This complex article.
Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, let's do a hot take on one topic.
This one comes by way of complex.com, written by Gavin Evans.
Big fan of the show.
18-year-old Florida man converts from neo-Nazism to Islam, kills roommates for disrespecting his religion. Put some respect on his name, is what he said. His capital H.
His name, which is now Momar.
18-year-old Devin Arthurs. That's a name that really freaks you out. You're like,
It's two first names and one of them's plural.
if you play a game of is this guy a skinhead or is he a Muslim, and you throw Devin Arthurs at me, I'm like, I could go either way.
You know what I'm going
It's
to
a
do?
toss-up.
I'm going to catch it, but I might fumble it.
He has been accused of killing a pair of roommates he claims were neo-Nazis, saying he only did so after he converted from neo-Nazism to Islam.
You think this is like a goth kid, like converting over to like a juggalo? Which I don't think is a hard transition to
Ooh,
make.
Juggalo's another goth. That's a clown goth.
Yeah.
That's a high fructose corn syrup goth right there. Juggalos. I never even thought about that.
It's a type 2 goth.
Also,
Diabetic, I mean.
Slipknot. What do we call it?
Slipknot, Korn,
costume
Perfect
goths.
Circle,
Yeah.
CKY again, Him. All those bands could easily transfer you over into a gathering of the Juggalos. Unintentionally, of course.
Arthur says that his slain roommates, quote, disrespected his Muslim faith, end quote. He also led cops to their bodies, which had gunshot wounds in the head and upper body on Friday. However, he only did so after allegedly holding a pair of customers and an employee at gunpoint during a hostage situation in a nearby smoke shop.
Probably where he bought his PCP.
Also probably a vape shop.
Definitely a vape shop.
Eventually, he surrendered.
A vape hoverboard and fidget shop.
Who the hell does this kid think he is?
Dude,
I mean,
okay.
go through this story. You know, he was a neo-Nazi. He converts and then decides to kill his other neo-Nazi friends, but then tells the cops that he did it. Like, he wanted to get caught.
It's like it's a bad cover-up or just a really stupid Florida guy.
Probably both.
Probably both.
Probably both.
Now, I don't care so much about his name, Arthur Evans. I care about his pronoun. What do you think he identifies as?
Devin Arthurs.
What did I say?
Arthur Evans.
You know, somehow those both feel exactly the same.
Same person.
Yep, they feel exactly the same. I don't know. He just feels like he's
His pronouns are 999.
This is a kid who just needs to get behind something because he's not a neo-Nazi. He's not a Muslim.
He was a neo-Nazi.
No, see, he's not. He's self-identified. Just like the kids that used to be Goths weren't actually Goths. They just needed a group. They needed a pack. No man is an island.
But doesn't that make
But-
them Goths?
I don't know.
If they identify?
Well, I mean, they always talk about how lonely they are, but you never see one Goth alone.
I guess so.
You see them sitting around a ball with their big pants playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. Playing Pokemon.
Pokemon Go with their fidgets on their hoverboards. I don't know. This kid, he just seemed like he was just a broken man. He was not. I don't think he represents either culture, but what a funny turn of events.
Yeah. It's just weird. Because I think I've said this on the show before, but when I was in high school, I tried to convert to Rastafarianism. I genuinely did. I was in the
And you
process.
hate kids for being Goth.
And I researched it. Like, I went deep. But then, you know, you go so deep and then you realize
Your
that
dial-up runs out.
Rastafarians are very anti-white and very homophobic. And at the time, I knew I was white. And I wasn't completely sure I wasn't gay. And
Okay.
so I was like, probably can't be a Rastafarian. This kid, just out of nowhere, goes, Rastafarian is part of the Christian faith. So I made a couple steps. This kid just flung the scale. He went from neo-Nazi to a Muslim.
But they're both.
Probably in like a day.
Well,
He
you
was
know,
just
the
like,
thing
nah,
is-
I'm going to switch it up.
They say all these religions are different doors to the same faith.
Hey, man,
It's the
time's a
same
flat
God,
circle.
man. Allah, it just means God. Who knows? They're not the same God. It's just different prophets.
It's crazy.
Different security guards at different entrances to heaven. This guy decided, you know what? I'm not liking this one in the south entrance. I'm going to go to the Middle East entrance.
He's transcultural, isn't he? Or trans religion.
I think his, you know what his pronoun is? He's broken.
Yes, he's broken.
I like that bit. Yeah, so this kid, weird. Poor guy killed his roommates because they made fun of his faith. It's like if he started playing Pokemon Go with his friends at the same time, and he picked a team, and his other friends picked another team, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be in our group because you're." He's like, "I'm gonna kill you because I'm an adult and I shouldn't be playing Pokemon Go."
Right. Does he also know that, like, one of the big staples of the Muslim faith is? Oh no, I guess they are pretty violent. I was thinking of
It's
what's his name?
interpretation.
Well, that was like a big, like the big Malcolm X thing, wasn't it? He didn't get like super duper violent until after he converted to Islam.
Yeah, that was a real PR problem for the Muslim faith.
I guess so.
If you read the biblical Old Testament, like with biblical literalism, the way you would read the Quran, they're both pretty violent.
It's all bad.
It's all bad.
Bad,
stuff.
bad, bite.
Why don't you just believe what you believe? Shoot your shot, y'all. That's our show.
There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 5051's Pop Topics, your bumper to bumper show here during the school year, but all summer we're just doing our show. We're shooting our shot. It's where we bring you all the media news you need, none of the opinions you want. We will be back next week at our regular time, Tuesdays, 4 to 6. And you can get this, if you like this episode and you want to hear it, you're going to finish it, you had to pop in and out, you can get the full version of it on iTunes. Just search 5051, spell it out. Again, we're on Facebook Live. Go ahead, like the page, share it, follow it. Talk to us next time. Just hit us up throughout the week. Give us a story if you got something in mind. Facebook.com/5051radio. Again, spell it out. Where else, Matt? Where else in the videos? YouTube. Go check our YouTube page out.
Yeah, the YouTube page is in
SoundCloud.
is in the profile.
So go check it out, guys. We love you.
Subscribe, because we can't be a legit YouTube page until we get a certain amount of subscribers.
We need 100.
So even if you subscribe now, and then we'll tell you when you can unsubscribe once we're a real page if you don't really want to be subscribed.
It's true.
And if not, reverse shout out to you. You're dead to me.
But we love you.